17%. Chapter 101 Rescue Genius. Subscribe and update. Patriarch, every time my son has to take some spiritual chi sufficient things, otherwise his whole body will aches, and eventually he will fall into a coma. I traveled to dozens of countries and looked for giant doctors to show them, and they all said Chinur naturally, mental energy is powerful and burdens the body too much. You can only use medicine pill or elixir to supplement your body's needs. Shui Pan looked at Wakai and said, Huakai's own mental energy is much higher than physical and vigor. Many times he dared not use force at will, but sat on the ground to meditate and cultivate, absorbing spiritual chi to relieve the pressure on the body. And Shui Chen's physique is still 1 point, that is, his body has never been tempered, so he can't withstand strong willpower, and his body, spiritual chi, can't survive. If you want to survive, you can only use other methods to replenish spiritual chi in your body. How old is your son this year? Why didn't he practice mind and martial skill? Wakai felt puzzled. Shui Chen's question is very simple. As long as his physique is improved, it is easy for him to keep up with his talent and vigor value. NS. I'm 11 years old. Chinur can't move too much. If he cultivates martial skill and mental skills, he will suffer unbearable physical pain, and he needs spiritual chi supplements to relieve him. So he can only read ordinary books at home. Shui climb. 11 years old. Wakai looked at the child as if he was only 7 or 8 years old, and his loyalty was quite high. If you don't cultivate, you're afraid of adding to your body burden, but if you're still reading books, your willpower will gradually ascension. Isn't your body burden also heavier? Try taking 2 sips of spirit liquid first. Your body is too bad. As long as your physical fitness is ascension, your physical condition will naturally get better. Wakai took the kettle and motioned to Shui Chen to drink. Seeing here, Shui Pan hurried forward, opened the stopper and fed Shui Chen. Shui Chen was already weak enough to hold the kettle. After taking 2 sips, it may be because he was drinking too quickly. Shui Chen coughed twice, and Wakai saw that his face finally improved, and his skin didn't look so pale anymore. How do you feel? Wakai said to Shui Chen. Although this spirit liquid is good, 1 bite can only ease my body for more than an hour, and it is still incomparable with medicine pill and spirit medicine. Shui Chen said. You child is not at all polite. Wakai motioned to Shui Chen to take a few more sips. Shui Chen's stomach was so strong that Lao Gao stopped. At this time, he got up from the desk and chair. This time he stood very smoothly. This small Huan pill has a much stronger effect than essence liquid. It is generally used after the chi level is trained. You can take it now. Wakai said to Shui Chen that Shui Chen obediently put the small Huan Dan in his mouth, and he knew that the medicine pill was of good quality. This is the formula of the Wahia Mind Method Meditation Ju. Starting today, you can no longer read books without my permission. It is not a problem to learn meditation Ju with your level of intelligence. You come to the main house every day to find me with this spirit. Take a big pot, and drink 1 pot a day. Wakai already knew that the way to treat Shui Chen was nothing more than accumulation of resources. For an SS plus genius, it was worth all the effort. This, Patriarch, as long as Chinur cultivates martial skill and mental skills, the consumption of spirit power will increase, and the small return pill that I took just now may be consumed soon. Shui Pan reminded. If you want to save your son, just listen to me. Wakai said. Shui Chen was very obedient, and he took the meditation art that Wakai gave him and started cultivating. It was the first time that Wakai, a powerful SS plus talent, met, and Shui Pan roughly read the content of Jingxin Ju and began to sit around and cultivate. Around spiritual chi quickly gathered to Shui Chen, but the gathering speed was far behind the rate of physical consumption. Shui Pan's face began to turn blue and yellow, and his body began to tremble. Fortunately, he had just eaten small wandan and spirit liquid. While the body spiritual chi was consumed, spiritual chi was constantly replenishing. After a while, Shui Chen seemed to have let go of his own worry, and focused on the Jingxin Ju mental method. In less than half an hour, Wakai saw Shui Pan Jingxin Ju had already started. Shui Pan's spirit liquid was almost consumed. Wakai asked him to take a few more sips, and then began to run his mind meditation Ju. After more than an hour, Shui Pan finally had enough true chi in his body, and Wakai asked him to guide these spiritual chi to temper his body. In the past, Shui Chen's spiritual chi didn't even have enough to maintain his body's needs. Today, he is so extravagant to use spiritual chi to temper his body. Shui Chen heard Huakai's instructions and dissipated the spiritual chi accumulated in his body in accordance with Huakai's request. Shui Pan also thought that his son could be cultivated like ordinary people, but that required too many resources. He knew that Wakai was going to pile Shui Chen for cultivation with spirit liquid and medicine pill, but it didn't cost thousands of dollars. The medicine pill has no effect at all. Wakai left Shui Chen a pot of spirit liquid so that he could cultivate his mind at home, and when he was better, he would go to the martial arts field to learn martial skill with the children in the village. When Wakai came to see Shui Chen again in the afternoon, he found that Shui Chen already had the blood qi of a normal person on his face. His physique finally increased a bit, and his whole person looked a little more energetic. Patriarch, I have never felt better now, but that medicine pill has half of its properties. Shui Chen said distressedly. Although he did not know why Huakai could easily take out medicine pill, he knew the price of medicine pill. One medicine pill a day consumed half of it. He watched Huakai waiting for Huakai to make a decision. If Huakai wanted to save own, then at least dozens or hundreds of medicine pills are provided, and the money made by the Chinese business this time may not be enough. But Shui Chen would never have thought that Huakai now has more medicine pills, and there are still many elixir in the space that can be refined by supplementing ordinary side medicines. It's a medicine that is 3-point poison. To detox, you must temper your body and exercise more. Take this small pill first. When the medicine pill in your body is over, you can take it again. I will go back tonight. See if there is a medicine pill that suits you better. Tomorrow I will see the harvest of your cultivation. Wakai said. He gave Shui Chen all the formulas for the split air gun, and also gave the own red cherry gun to Shui Chen. Up him. The red cherry gun belongs to the second-rank weapon and is no longer suitable for Huakai. Handing it to Shui Chen also has a different meaning. When Wakai left, Shui Pan came to his son. Chenur, you know how to treat your illness a long time ago, but we don't have money. Dad can't bear you to die so early, and you've always maintained your life. From now on you must serve the patriarch well, in order to even if the owner of the family pays his life. Shui Pan knew what Wakai meant when he left his weapon to Shui Chen. He said carefully to his son. Father, I know. Shui Chen closed his eyes and started cultivating again. The Zon level low-level mental method meditation technique combined with Shui Pan's SS plus level qualifications, Shui Chen's cultivation proceeded rapidly. In the evening, Huakai used all the medicinal materials in the space to find a medicine pill that Shui Chen is most suitable to take. Big Wandan. 3rd rank Baodin. Formula of medicine pill. 1 plant of the main medicine, 1 plant of qi returning grass, 1 plant of fairy flower, 1 drop of stalactite, 5 grams of blood red flower, 5 grams of centennial shuwu. Cordyceps. Efficacy. Replenishing the body's spiritual qi, speeding up the body's absorption of spiritual qi, and improving the body's strength attributes by a small margin. Required family luck value. 84 points. This is the medicine pill that Huakai can refine the most suitable for Shui Chen to take. The medicinal materials used in the refining alone are worth more than 3,000 gold, and the family luck value used is also very high. Huakai clicked OK, but found the pill only one big return pill is refined in the refining room, so the value of this medicine pill is even higher. The next morning, Wakai went to the stables to upgrade his horses. When he came to the martial arts field, he saw Wafu's butler personally teaching several teenagers to practice family martial skills, and Wamo was among them. These teenagers are learning faster and have a relatively fast ascension strength, so they are personally guided by the Wafu butler. Wakai took a look at the side. Among the more than 40 teenagers, there are 8 with A or higher qualifications. Most of them have strengths around the great perfection. They will all become the core force of the Wa family in the future. Grandpa Fu, when the morning exercise is over, you bring the 9 of them to the main courtyard, and then let Wushu personally teach them. Wakai pointed to Wamo and the 8 teenagers with A or higher qualifications, all of them seeing here all showed an expression of envy. The Wa family knows that as long as the patriarch asks someone to go to the main courtyard, it will be valued by the patriarch, and the strength ascension will be very fast in the future. This morning, Wamo just completed the vitality training secret realm, and now his strength has reached 20 points. The worst thing now is physique. After returning to the main courtyard from the training ground, Wakai first came to Shui Chen's house and saw that Shui Chen was still cultivating Jingxinju. Shui Chen. Level 3 of Yunqi Realm. Qualification. SS+. Physique. 3. Strength. 4. Will. 44. Talent skills. Never forget. Draw inferences from one another, plan tactics, understand the mind. Mind method. Meditation Ju, Zon level low level mental method, Xiaocheng. Martial skill. Getting started with split air spear, intermediate martial skill. Loyalty. 98. One day later, Shui Chen's physique increased by 2 points, and the whole person did not seem so sick. When Hua Kai arrived, Shui Chen was practicing splitting gun by himself at the door, and when he saw him coming over, he quickly got up and saluted. Yes, the whole person has changed in one day. If you can persist in this way, you will be able to recover completely within half a year. Hua Kai looked at Shui Chen and said with satisfaction. I woke up this morning and felt that I was a lot stronger, and I didn't feel like I was tired of yesterday. It's just that I have already used the medicine pill that the owner gave me yesterday, and now the effect of the medicine is almost finished. Shui Chen made a headshot, speaking like something wrong. Xiaohuandin is only the lowest level medicine pill, not suitable for you to take. Today I brought a better medicine pill. You should not be afraid of insufficient spiritual qi in your body within a short time after taking it. I will set a small goal for you. Within 1 month meditation art reached the peak of physique cultivation. Hua Kai brought big return pill and let Shui Chen take it. 18%. Chapter 102 10 Great Young Talents of the Hua Family, subscription plus 2 more. Although Shui Chen didn't know what medicine pill Hua Kai gave him, when he just ate Dahuan Dan, he felt a burst of spiritual qi in his body constantly impacting his body, and the size of spiritual qi in his body more than doubled rapidly. Spiritual qi runs 3 times faster, so even if he does not deliberately cultivation, his strength will continue to ascension. Thanks to Patriarch, Shui Chen said ruddy. No one could have imagined that Shui Chen and the sickly Shui Chen yesterday would be alone. You are considered normal now, come with me. Hua Kai said and took Shui Chen to the door of the main house. At this time, the Wufu butler had already taken Hua Mo and 9 other people to wait there. Follow me and wait for Uncle Wu. In the future, your training will be all taken care of by Uncle Wu, and all cultivation resource families will be provided. When you grow up, you will all become the core of the family. 10 of you will be a small team, and you will be the captain. Shui Chen, you are the deputy captain. Hua Kai said as everyone looked at Shui Chen behind. Standing in front of Hua Kai, they are much better than their peers. They are between 12 and 14 years old. Many of them have already entered the body tempering realm. Hua Mo is the strongest player in the team. They have no problem as the captain. But who is this thin child? Only Hua Kai knows that in the future, Hua Mo may have the lowest achievement among the 10 people. He has only B+ qualifications, but he is the key training target of the family. The resources he possesses are also unmatched by ordinary people. This is higher than the realm level of all A-level qualifications. And Shui Chen needs to wait until he is 16 years old before he enters the outbreak period. At that time, it is possible to achieve Shantian and foundation building success. Therefore, Hua Kai will let Shui Chen be the deputy captain. Hua Kai gave the order and this matter was settled. He quietly put his hand into the cuff, and then soon there were 8 more Pei Yuan Dan in his hand. This Pei Yuan pill will be taken by the 8 of you, and I will discuss with my uncle in the future to design a training plan for each of you. All of you must enter the Kaiyuan realm before the age of 18. Martial skill. The Mind family will do their best guidance. If you have any questions about cultivation, you can ask anyone in the family at will. I have only 3 requirements for you. Hua Kai gave each of the 8 teenagers except Hua Mo and Shui Chen 1 Pei Yuan Dan, said. First, work hard to cultivate. Whoever fails to keep up with cultivation will be kicked out of the team. Second, confidentiality. Regarding all the things that the family has given you, no one can mention it when leaving the main house. Third, be loyal to the family. The basis for giving you all this is your loyalty to the family. If one day I find out who the loyalty to the family is not there, I will kill him personally. Hua Kai said to everyone. For these 3 points, in fact, it is 1 point for them. Confidentiality and loyalty don't need Hua Kai to say that this is the foundation of every Chinese child's life. Many people in the Hua family know that being selected by the owner of the main courtyard can be ascension, but so far no one has said what is in the main courtyard. The answers in the hearts of everyone they have been here are different. At this time, the 5th uncle Hua Zichen came. Hua Kai Hua Zichen talked about the cultivation of these 10 people, and Hua Zichen felt that he attached great importance to these 10 people. I will give you the specific training methods for each of the 10 of them tomorrow. The 1,000 gold will be used to purchase wild beast meat, spiritual rice, training facilities, etc. I will give them all to you. Hua Kai said. Hua Zichen, knowing that these 10 people may be the hope of the family's future, he solemnly nodded, and when everyone had finished taking medicine pill, he took them away. Thinking of something, Hua Zichen asked 10 young people to wait for him outside the door, and told Huakai to tell On a few days ago. All the families in Guangxian City, I have already asked my classmates in Jixia Academy to contact them with a lot of money. The Li family accepted our gift. When it comes to the alliance, I did not refuse or agree. The Wang family, so is the Lin family. Hua Zichen whispered to Hua Kai. In fact, Hua Kai had predicted that it would be so easy to want allies. He carefully analyzed all the families in Guangxian City, how difficult it would be for the Hua family to establish a relationship with each other, let alone Lindsay City. Therefore, the Hua family's entry into the aristocratic family was blocked at the last step. It's okay if you don't succeed, at least it brings our kindness. Hua Kai comforted Wu Shu. If the Han family does not recommend the Hua family cannot become an aristocratic family. Many aristocratic relationships have been formed over 100 years. Although the Hua family has the strength of the 9th grade family, it must surpass the Shen family and other Guangxian cities in other aspects. It will take a lot of time to become a family member. Knowing that it is unlikely to find the third ally of the Hua family in the short term, Huakai will no longer deliberately do it. The key is the comprehensive strength of the Ascension family. If the comprehensive strength is high, the family luck value will be faster. This is the Hua family's rapid the root of growth. In the next few days, Wahia was still vigorously developing and building. Many people in the city ran to the gate of Wahiapu early in the morning to wait. All the villages around Wahiapu also came. Since the Wahia caravan came home, Wahiapu has been trapped in this kind of prosperity. Since the beginning, Huakai has been earning hundreds of family luck value income every day, and now there are more than 40 points every day. This is the difference in the family's comprehensive strength. In the morning before dawn, Huakai watched Wushu lead Wamo and Shui Chen's 10-man team running under the wall outside the village on the city wall. Shui Chen was so tired that he still insisted. With a weight of more than 40 kilograms tied to Wamo as if he had no weight, he came behind Shui Chen. You are too bad for your poor health. Our team is going to become a master of Qi training in the future. How can you do this? Wamo looked at Shui Chen tired and sweaty, wondering why Big Brother wanted to. He valued this little guy. Compared with other people, he appeared thin and weak. At first glance, he was not the material for martial arts training. Wahiabao has recently given a nickname to the 10 Wahiapu people, Wahiabao 10 boys, known as the 10 most powerful talents in Wahiabao. And Shui Chen has now become the most special one among the 10 teenagers. I have been much better these days than before. Shui Chen knew that Wamo was not good at talking, and being able to tell himself this way was because he cared about himself. As he said, he took out the water bottle around his waist and took a sip. Nowadays, each of the 10 teenagers in Wahiapu has a water bottle around his waist, which is filled with spiritual fluids. In just 3 days, all of their bodies have improved by more than 4 points on average. Among them, Shui Chen has made the most progress. After everyone finished running, Hua Zichen instructed 10 people to cultivate the family mentality. At this time, the sky was bright and the people of Wahiapu morning exercises came. Hua Kai watched Shui Chen stop and drink spirit liquid every few minutes of practice, and was also moved by his willpower. After only more than 10 days, Shui Chen had changed a lot, and his face was no longer the same. The sick blue-yellow color is no different from normal children. And Shui Chen seems to have started to grow in size these days. When the morning exercise is over, everyone wakes up from meditation, and Hua Kai comes to Shui Chen. How is your body feeling? Hua Kai asked when he came to Shui Chen's side. I feel that I have fully recovered now. It is estimated that my illness will be healed when the drug is over this time. Shui Chen couldn't help but smile as he looked at the Hua family. Shui Chen, 8th floor of the Aura Realm. Qualification, SS+. Physique, 8. Strength, 9. Will, 44. Talent skills. Never forget, draw inferences from one another, plan tactics, understand the mind. Mind method. Meditation Ju, Zon level low level mental method, Xiaocheng. Martial skill. Split air spear intermediate martial skill, Xiaocheng. Loyalty. 100. This is Shui Chen's attribute for more than 10 days, and it has reached the 8th level of the Qi concentration realm. The medicinal properties of Big Huan pill are beyond everyone's expectations, and Shui Chen has not resolved half of it yet. Now, with Shui Chen's physical fitness, the speed of absorbing spiritual qi has also increased. As long as Shui Chen calms his mind to cultivation meditation formula, the physical consumption of spiritual qi can basically keep up. Shui Chen gradually sees that no medicine pill is needed. I hope to live like a normal person. It's still what I said, don't read books. If your physical fitness and vigor value can't keep up, sooner or later you will be dragged down by a huge willpower. Feeling that the medicine is gone, come to the main courtyard to find me, and I have been cultivating with wushu these few days. Tired, Hua Kai saw that his loyalty point had reached 100. Knowing that Shui Chen would never betray the Hua family, he felt relieved. It's good to be tired. This physical fitness can make ascension faster. Patriarch, when I get better, I will definitely help you grow the Hua family. Shui Chen said seriously. Hua Kai knows Shui Chen's talent. His talent is innate, similar to wushu's supernatural powers. They are all buff-level existences. Shui Chen's role will be much greater than wushu's in the future. Then cultivate well. When your 12th birthday is over, come to the main house to find me, there will be surprises. Hua Kai said with a smile. Shui Chen is now a member of the family directory and can enter the family secret realm space, but entering the body tempering realm under the age of 12 will affect the future development of a person, so you cannot enter the family secret realm space if you are not 12 years old. Practiced. When he returned home, Hua Kai went back to the house to sleep for a while, then went to the stable to upgrade the last 2 strong horses, and the horses brought back from the grassland were upgraded. Wahia now has 22 BMWs, 517 steed horses, and 209 strong horses, waiting for the county market to open. When we walked to the farmland, Hua Kai saw that Hua Zichen took Wamo and Shui Chen and 10 people were working in the farmland. This is what Hua Kai asked the 10 people to do. Wamo gets up and runs every day before dawn, and then goes to the martial arts field for morning exercises. After the morning exercise, I had breakfast and went to Lingtian to learn how to manage Lingmi. In fact, the purpose of Hua Kai's arrangement was only to relieve their nervousness of cultivation, and to understand the cultivation of Lingtian by the way. As the future main member of Wahiapu, Wahia intends to the focus is shifted to the cultivation of spiritual fields. They naturally have to understand the cultivation of spiritual rice. How is the seedling cultivation? Hua Kai came to Lingtian Center. After more than 10 days of hard work, more than 60 acres of Wahiapu farmland has been transformed. There are 3 small wooden houses in the center of Lingtian, all of which are Shuwa, a place to rest with many students. Patriarch, the spiritual rice seeds you gave me are also very good. There is not a dry seed, let alone. All the seedlings cultivated by the spiritual rice seeds are teething. You see, they can be planted in the ground almost tomorrow. Now, these seedlings should be able to plant 8 acres of spiritual land. 18%. Chapter 103. Hua Kai came to Shuwa and the others, and saw countless ling rice seedlings growing out of a spiritual field. These seedlings are thicker than rice, and they don't look big. Hua Kai approached and felt that spiritual qi on these seedlings was not much worse than cordyceps. Generally, it takes only 1 week for the germination to be moved into the spiritual field. These spiritual rice seedlings only have teeth for 3 days. They have grown to the point where they can be transplanted into the spiritual field. Perhaps it is the time we soak in the spiritual liquid when the seeds are cultivated. It's too long, Shu Hua said with some uncertainty. Transplanting the Lingmi seedlings too late may cause the seedlings to die because they are not adapted to the new Lingtian. Shu Hua has become accustomed to many strange things he has seen in Wahiapu. More than 40 young people such as Wamo are squatting in the sacred field to pull out the weeds and insects of the new seedlings. If the weeds and pests are not cleaned up in time, it is likely to affect the development of the seedlings. The good point is that spiritual rice is much larger than wheat. 100 caddies of spiritual rice is about 2,000 grains, and 2,000 seedlings are cultivated. The spacing between each seedling is about 20 centimeters. They are cultivated in the spiritual field, and the shed is made outside. The shelf needs to be wrapped in sheepskin to keep it warm at night. 40 people only need to take care of 50 seedlings, which is easier. Shu Hua watched all the teenagers and girls nurturing the spiritual rice seedlings, and at the same time told them about the things that must be paid attention to in the cultivation of spiritual rice. Hua Kai checked the 30 new students recruited by Shu Hua. Although they have already studied the Shennong 100 grass scriptures, they are still not getting started. They can only be regarded as apprentices if they don't have an introduction to mind. After returning from Lingtian, Hua Kai greeted the people in the village while returning home. Nowadays, more and more people in Wahiabao are learning meditation Ju and splitting gun. The new members brought back from the grassland have been slowly sent to the village. Last year, Kaiyuan stage was rarely seen everywhere in the village, and now there is no pneumatic in the late-stage cultivation base. No one dares to say that he is a master. When I arrived at the main courtyard, I met Zhuang squatting at the door of Xiaoqiang's kennel to play with him, watching Huakai come, and Zhuang got up to say hello to Huakai. How do you have time to play with Xiaoqiang today? I asked you not to pay attention to the opening time of the big market. How did you inquire? The 5 training auras will be him. There is no news yet, but I can't listen to the county's news. The market should open earlier this year than last year. This year, the caravans of all counties and counties in Qi State came home earlier than last year. It is expected that the caravans will open after the 20th of this month. City. Zhuang is responsible for the stocking of the horses at home these days. Every morning, more than 700 horses in Wahiapu go out to let out the wind, which is also a very grand scene. The horses will go home at noon. In the afternoon, the stables are mainly fed some forage and soybeans. The horses must eat at least 5 caddies of coarse grains a day. You urged you to get off the carriage workshop in the afternoon. You should bring more carriages to the big market this time. The wheat harvest in Guangxian this year does not seem to be very good. It has been harvested for many days and the amount of grain has been confiscated. It has been transported from the village to the county for dozens of days. The car is out, we have to buy more grain to come back this year. Huakai said to Zhuang. The carriage has been built in accordance with your instructions, and 20 new carriages have been built. The design of the new carriage is still under study. The owner of your drawing believes that new results will come out soon. Some of us have been waiting in the county, as long as it is not. If the county family has actions, the southern merchants will come home and notify them. Zhuang said back. With the strength of the second strong ascension, the status of Wahiapu is now getting higher and higher, and many of the Wahia affairs are entrusted to him, and the second strong did not disappoint Huakai and did everything he accounted for. What else is wrong with you? I think you are uneasy. Huakai asked while looking at Zhuang. Zhuang never dared to lie to Huakai. He blushed and scratched his head. There have been many people telling me about the object these days. The Huang family also came this morning and told me Miss Huang Sanya's family, my father. Very satisfied. Huang Shuyuan, the daughter of the third uncle of Huakai, looks pretty good. If it were placed in the second zhuang before, he would not even dare to think about it, but now he is on the 8th floor of the pneumatic stage, which is stronger than Huang Guangwen of the Huang family. You don't want to. Huakai said a little funny. Huang Shuyuan is 2 years older than Huakai. She is 15 years old this year. She will become her cousin after her second strongest. Also, it can't be said to be unwilling, but I haven't met each other. Most of the reason I was attracted by the Huang family was the Hua family. Recently, the Tai, Zhou, and Chen families in the county towns have all come to matchmakers. Huakai knew that Zhuang wanted to give him his wife. He believed that Huakai had reached a level beyond common sense, and Huakai's opinion was very important to him. Let's do it. I'll visit the Huang's house in a few days, and I should visit my uncle's when I come back from business. Then I will see the third uncle and I will tell you when I go home. Huakai said that Zhuang was satisfied. Is gone. Huakai knows that Zhuang is actually the kind of person who is very wise and foolish. It seems that nothing is reliable at ordinary times, but he is more stable than anyone when encountering real major events. Zhuang's wife must not be vague. On October 12th, the Wahia caravan had already returned to 10-9 heavens. The Wahia Pulingtian had already planted 8 acres of spiritual rice. 3 days have passed, and these spiritual rice seedlings are still alive and well. Shu Hua has been digging into the spiritual field for several days and has made several records of the growth status of all the seedlings. According to the growth conditions of the seedlings, he improved the cultivation material ratio of the spiritual field. The soil composition in all fields is different, so he improved the spiritual field. The ratio of materials required is also different, and everyone in a farmer summed up it step by step. I feel that the spiritual qi in the spirit formation is extremely abundant. The 200 mu of spirit field will not be used this year. Wheat can be planted in the spring next year. Therefore, Huakai asked people to set aside a 2 mu flat land in the Juling Tuzhan and transform it into the martial arts field as used by the children of the family. After walking through the commercial area, Wahiabao is now many times more prosperous than in previous years. Grandpa told Huakai this morning that it is best to start making animal bones now. The animal bones are more than 10,000 caddies, and it will take more than 2 months to refine all gold and silver. Huakai came to the newly built workshop area and came to the workshop for making animal bones. Today, the workshop area is built with carpenter workshops and bone-making workshops, and other workshops are still under construction. Put all the animal bones into the warehouse, Huakai explained the precautions for boiled animal bones, and left. Thinking of Zhuang and his cousin Huang Shuyuan, Huakai asked Huazan to prepare horses for himself, and the two of them drove towards Shahe village with 10 members of the village protection team. At the gate of Shahe village, some villagers noticed that the Hua family members informed the Huang family's head, and Huang Guangqi brought the Huang family's direct descendants to the door to greet them. The number of people was more than 60. This attitude of the Huang family also expressed the importance of the Hua family. After entering Shahe village, Huakai saw many villagers looking at him from a distance. "Uncle, where is my second uncle? Aren't you at home?" Huakai didn't see his second uncle Huang Guangwen said. "Oh, your second uncle took the team to the Dongling Mountains a few days ago. When he encountered a brutal beast, he was injured and he can't go to the ground now," Huang Guangqi said sadly. A large amount of the income of the Huang family each year is actually derived from the wood sold to the Hua family. This year Huakai has explained how much wood the Hua family receives. So Huang Guangwen, the strongest member of the Huang family, took many strong players to Dongling. The mountain range was injured this time. Huakai came to the yard of his second uncle's house and saw that he could not move half of his body. Given his injury, it would take at least a year and a half to recover. "Uncle, you let the other people out first. I have something to tell you and the second uncle." Huakai finished speaking and Huang Guangqi dismissed the others, leaving Huakai and two uncles in the room. "I came to my uncle's house this time to see if the Huang's family needs any help. This trip to the Hua's grassland is not bad. If you have any uncles who need help, just let me know. Maybe it's about the Hua's family and the Shen's family. My uncles also know that the Han family will not work towards the Hua family, nor will they help the Shen family on the face of it. The Hua family has the strength of the family, but cannot be recommended by the Han family. It may not be so easy to enter Guangxian County. The Huang family has always been the best ally of the Hua family." What Huakai means is that the focus of the Hua family will remain at Huahiapu in the short term. It will not be easy to promote the family. The focus of the Huang family will definitely be reproduced on Huakai after all. There are 4 people in the Hua family who practice qi. Recently, the Huang family has sent thousands of timber to and above to the Hua family, including 6 timber. This is because your second uncle was injured. The Huang family also received 24 gold this time. Huang Guangqi gave Huakai speaking of. The Huang family's strength is still too weak, and the 3 aerodynamics are not enough. If the second uncle can break through the aura, then the Huang family's strength will definitely be ascension. Huakai said to the 2 uncles. "Your second uncle, I am now on the 8th floor of the pneumatic realm, and your uncle on the 3rd floor of the aerodynamic realm. The 2 of us have little chance of becoming a training realm. It depends on your eldest cousin and other cousins. Huang Guangwen also has a chance entering the Qi training realm, but I don't know when this injury will recover. With the strength of the Huang family, he wants to promote himself. With himself, the Huang family's martial skill, mental skills and resources have no chance to train a Qi training realm. Master. It's not necessarily. I plan to do a business with the Huang family. I wonder if the 2 uncles would like to hear it," Huakai said suddenly. Brother Huang Guangqi knew that Huakai was going to give the Huang family a chance. Nowadays, there are many ordinary families who favor the Hua family. Of course, Huakai will not forget his uncle's house when he goes to Shahe village. Just say what you have, as long as Shahe village can do it, never refuse," Huang Guangqi said. "I have a few medicine pills in my hand. The fact that the Chinese family can have 4 Qi practicing realms has a lot to do with this medicine pill. In the spring of next year, I plan to send my second uncle to the southern country to help me buy a batch of elixir. The specific number of elixir I will give you a spring with your name. The reward is the medicine pill who can promote your second uncle to the Qi training realm." Huakai saw that his second uncle's injury was not serious. The Hua family is now the object of attention of the entire Guangxian town. I don't know how many Han family or other families in the village. The family suspected that after thinking about it, Huakai decided to let the second uncle go to Zhouguo and Zhongguo. Although Zhouguo and Zhongguo are the second-ranked countries, they are the most popular places for medical pill refining. If you say where you are most likely to buy advance the panacea, it must be in these two countries. 18%. Chapter 104. When Huang Guangwen heard that Huakai wanted to go to the south to help buy medicine, he only felt that this was an opportunity Huakai gave to the Huang family. Huang's frequent visits to Dongling also know a lot about elixir, and general knowledge of elixir is still known. Huakai left 1 rejuvenation pill, 2 Peiyuan pills, and 1 barrier-breaking pill for the Huang family. My uncle has never taken any medicine pill. This Peiyuan pill is likely to make my uncle come to the pneumatic realm Zochan soon, and then I can enter the Qi training realm by taking Baojian pill. The extra 1 Peiyuan Dan can allow the cousin with B+ qualifications to break through the Kai Yuan realm. When the Huang family has another pneumatic realm, he can also become a powerful helper for the Hua family outside Guangxian. Hua Kai did not talk to his uncles about his cousin Huang Shuyuan. He met Huang Shuyuan when he first entered the door. The E+ level qualification is not excellent. If he married Erzhuang and gave birth to children, he would not be too qualified. If Huakai's medicine pill is placed in Lindsay City, the price is about 1,200 gold. The Huang family knew that although Huakai meant to help them, the transaction of 1,200 gold would not be so easy. It's about 3,000 miles to Zheng, and there are more than 10 countries, big and small, and it's not easy to bring the elixir back safely. The danger is not that big. Huang Guangwen took rejuvenation pill after Huakai left. He had the idea to save the rejuvenation pill for the family, but he did not dare to delay Huakai's affairs. After Huang Guangwen recovered from his injury and was able to get out of bed in the afternoon, he began to learn some herbal medicine knowledge. Although he didn't know what medicine Huakai wanted himself to buy, he had to understand the basic elixir knowledge to complete Huakai's explanation. When he returned home, Hua Kai called Erzhuang and Hua Fu butler to him. Just forget about the Huang family's marriage, the two are not suitable. With so many girls from the grassland in the family, you didn't like Erzhuang. Hua Kai said and looked at Erzhuang. Hua Fu knew that Hua Kai did not agree with the second Zhuang to marry a girl from the Huang family, so he broke this idea. The specific reason was that he did not want to think about it. Yes, Zhuang said embarrassedly. The girls brought back from the grassland are all A or higher, and their figures are also very good. In terms of appearance, many women from the family in the city can't match them. Okay, I will tell you who do you like, as long as the other party agrees to this matter. It's worthy of the second strong. Hua Kai said. Remembering that there are more than 100 A-level maids in the family, Huakai cannot ignore this powerful advantage. As long as they get married and have children in Wahiapu, how many children with A-level qualifications can be given to Wahiapu, and a family will grow for a long time. The most important thing is the number of geniuses. Having 100 C-level qualifications is no more useful to the family than 1 A-level qualification. Zhuang liked the girl named Tana, one of Hua Kai's most important maids. She was handsome and slender, but she was a bit dark. Because of their good qualifications, they became the first batch of Chinese preparers, and now they work as maids for Hua Kai in the main house of the main courtyard. Hua Kai wanted to be a matchmaker for herself, but Tana nodded shyly when she heard that the target was Zhuang. The prairie girl loves heroes, and Zhuang's performance in the caravan is enough to attract most young girls, so the marriage is settled. When I went home, I took out the manuscript of 3 Kingdoms, and the changes were almost completed. It stands to reason that people have now engraved all the words on the sheepskin on bamboo slips or wooden slips, and then used rope to make a booklet. It's just that the 3 Kingdoms has been modified by Huakai for more than 3 million words. If you use bamboo slips, you can't have dozens of cars. Think of someone slowly flipping through a novel before dozens of cars of bamboo slips. Hua Kai's head is very big. He thought about the knowledge of papermaking in his mind, and felt that paper could be made by himself. Time soon came to October 20th. On this day, several clan elders came to the main house and pulled Huakai to say how clever his grandson is. The top 10 teenagers of Wahiapu are now referred to as the 10 youngest of Wahiapu. 10 people are trained by their families because of their outstanding talents. They take medicine pill every few days. Spirit liquid it is drink like water. You can go to Lingtian to learn spiritual rice cultivation in the morning, and a special teacher will teach you in the afternoon. For basic courses such as history, etiquette, and culture, in the evening, Hua Zichan personally taught martial skills and mental methods. They have only been more than 20 days, and everyone's strength has grown a lot, and everyone has entered the body tempering realm. This made it possible for the village elders in the village to find Huakai today without worry. Several village elders, you are all of my grandfather's generation. With limited resources in the family, it is impossible for everyone to take care of it. Only 10 people including Wamo can be trained, but there are also areas where I have not considered well. Let's do it. We run a village school in our village so that all children can study. It is free for everyone in our village. Wakai said with a smile, and you can only comfort the village elders. Those slaves brought back from the grassland can consume family resources in this way. Do we have to take care of ourselves? We must do it during the village school. It is not enough to be free, and family resources have to be tilted. A clan elder has a red neck. Say. Okay, let me do this. In the future, our village will have 3 grades of credit. They are heaven, earth, and people. Tianban village will fully support cultivation, including the usual expenses and cultivation needs, all of which will be borne by the master. The local family will provide subsidies for everyone to study, and the Ascension local family will get good grades every year. There is no subsidy for the human class, only scholarships will be provided if the annual assessment results are good. How do the elders feel about this arrangement? Wakai stopped talking after saying this. Several clan elders also know who the main family is willing to give, that is his right. They are just jealous of the 10 young people of the Wa family, thinking that they all use too much family resources. If they are their own children and grandchildren, they will be stronger than them. It's fast. But it is absolutely impossible for Huakai to waste all resources on a group of people with only E and F qualifications, even if they belong to the Wa family. After several clan elders left, Wakai fell into contemplation. The problem of sending new family members must be resolved in time. He originally planned to wait for the completion of the main task 3, and then he will bring some loyal and worthy slaves to the owner of the house and perform well. Can give Wa surname. Now it seems that this problem must be resolved sooner. As he was talking about the village elder who left just now, Wakai thought he was going to school, but he did not expect him to beg a wife for his son again this time. Patriarch, you see that my son is now in his 30s and has no daughter-in-law. Didn't we bring back a lot of female slaves from the grassland this year? Can you reward my son? I think the little jig in the laundry room is not bad. Said the laughter. The old man said very casually, just like the girl named Jig can become his own daughter-in-law at will. I remember your son has some problems in his head. Wakai asked while looking at the other party. Yes. It's a small flaw, but my son's body. Every girl the Wa family brought back from the grassland was the one I rescued from the tribe and walked back from the grassland 5,000 miles away. They were all members of the Wa family, the village elders. You understand. Wakai looked at the other party and said. The other party also saw Wakai's irritation. They always felt that the family's things belonged to them. All red name achievements must be linked to their interests. When the family is in danger, they are the most fearless dead men in the family. When the family develops, they may become the moth of the family. This must be vigilant. Huakai is considering a way to give everyone who has come back from the grassland in the room. It is best to allow more qualified people to intermarry, so that the family can give birth to more geniuses. Some girls with good qualifications in the family can choose from the grassland. All outstanding young people get married. This is a very good idea. Thinking of this, Wakai took out a new sheepskin and marked a lot on it with a pen. Finally, he nodded in satisfaction. As he was about to discuss his ideas with his grandfather, Zhuangkong walked outside. Patriarch, many families in Bukchi County have already begun preparations. Today there are already merchant ships from the southern country to Buki's big market. When will we leave? I have prepared everything that should be prepared early. Go down and inform my Wushu and others. We will leave for the big market tomorrow morning. This time we may go there for a long time, and everyone will be notified. Wakai said. The papermaking family has explored several times in the past few days, but still can't grasp the key. Huakai shared all kinds of papermaking methods he knew in his mind with several famous people, and I don't know when they will be able to make their own difficult paper. There are also new family member settings. This trip to the big market is not important, and everything can only be said when we come back. On October 21st, the gate of Wahiapu city was wide open, and more than 30 carriages slowly drove out of the village. The carriages were full of fur and wood brought back from the grassland. After the carriage went out, more than 600 horses followed behind. Everyone noticed that Wahiapu was going to the big market so early. In addition to washing, the main force of the trip to Wahia was all, and the family members followed more than 160 members. The entire Wahiapu showed an extremely prosperous scene. The horse convoy drove past the city of Guangxian, and the people inside and outside the city wall stared at them from a distance. He gathered such a large convoy, not many in Guangxian. When I left the border of Guangxian County, I saw 100 border soldiers, who belonged to the Li family. When they saw the Hua family convoy coming, they sent 50 people to come. After checking the goods on the carriage, there are only nearly 10,000 ordinary cow and sheep skins on the Wahia carriage, and all the good furs have been collected by Huakai. In this way, the Wahia still paid more than 2 gold tolls for these furs. More than 600 horses are all taxed according to the quantity. Each horse is 1 silver, and the Hua family pays more than 6 gold in tax, plus the wood and forage on the carriage. Finally, the Li family gives a whole number of 10 gold, and the Hua family pays it. It took money to leave Guangxian County and enter Beihai country. When it came to Beihai country, the tax was about 10 yuan. The members of the Chinese family on the side when they saw this place. It's too simple to collect taxes and make money at the border. 18%. Chapter 105. After leaving the city of Guangxian County, everyone from the Wahia family went all the way west. Everyone was sitting in a carriage or riding a horse, so the speed was very fast. They could walk more than 30 miles in an hour. They passed 3 checkpoints in one morning and came to Jimo County. They had already left. It's been 150 miles. At this rate, I can arrive tonight. After having lunch here, the Wahia took a break, and then drove towards the big market. There were no wild beasts with short eyes on the road, and no bandits stupidly attacked a caravan such as the Hua family. In this way, everyone drove the sun down and reached the huge market. At this time, there are not many people in the big market. More than a dozen caravans are setting up tents in the market, and some are building simple wooden houses. It seems that they only arrived today. More than a dozen boats were waiting at the pier of the big market. Huakai found a place slightly closer to the horse market last year and asked everyone in the Hua family to unload the goods on the carriage, and everyone began to set up tents and build wooden houses. This time, the Wahia brought a lot of wood, and the Wahia has been staying in the market. The Hua family's more than 30,000 furs are relatively easy to deal with this time. Southern merchants like to buy furs from the grasslands, but more than 600 horses are not that easy to sell, and Huakai has money in his hands, so he can buy them in the market. Something. One night Huakai heard in the tent all the sound of the whooping wind. It had to build a house to live here for a long time. The next day the sun rose and everyone in the Hua family had begun to build temporary cabins. Huakai, after looking at the wood on the carriage and unloading all the fur in the portable space, the horse and Wushu went back to Wahiapu along the path for 4 hours. They filled the space with enough wood and they came to the big market. At this time, the big market is already very lively. Many caravans in the middle have already taken out goods to sell. The caravans on the edge of the market have just arrived. They are still setting up tents. It seems that they want to stay here often. Huakai returned to his caravan position. The Hua family had built more than a dozen small wooden houses. Huakai entered a wooden house and released all the wood materials, and everyone got busy together. As the sun sets, the Wahia caravan has more than 10 more cabins. One of the cabins is more than several times larger than the others. This is specially built by Huakai. When you enter the cabin, you will see 2 circles of steps around it. There is a big funnel hanging under the big circle of hooks in the middle, and there is a thumb-sized hole at the lowest end of the funnel. This is the big funnel prepared for Baoguang glass bottle. Everything in the Hua family is ready. When it is dark, a caravan comes to watch the horses at the Hua family. Most of the horses in the Hua family are steeds. The 15 BMWs have opened their eyes to many people. Generally, only large business groups can have BMWs for sale. BMWs on the grassland are in short supply for all tribes. More than a dozen businessmen have been surrounding the Wahia horse group and refused to leave. The other party asked the price, and the Wahia asked for 300 gold, and did not see the other party bargaining. In the evening, the Hua family didn't sell a horse. I heard from the market that the business group of the county said that Haodian is the day when the market opens, and the Nangguo business group will arrive tomorrow. Huakai is not in a hurry. The patrolling person, the more than 600 horses of the Hua family still have a big target in the market, and he is afraid that some caravans will get upset. As a result, nothing happened all night. In the next morning, Huakai woke up and just got out of the tent, and he saw hundreds of merchant ships in the distance, and each merchant ship was docking and carrying things down. Huakai looked at what the merchant ships carry down as grain. He took Wushu to find the person in charge of the shipping merchant, only to know that the other party was the Chamber of Commerce from Joleguo. Joleguo is located in Song State and the southern part of Shu State. It is a relatively powerful second-rank country, where wild animals have less food. It is relatively sufficient, and a large amount of food is delivered to the north every year. What is your price? I want a large quantity. Huakai asked when he came to the head of the grain dealer. The minimum amount of wheat required is 328 bone coins per stone. How much food can you ask for? The person in charge asked. The price is a bit expensive. How much grain did your Chamber of Commerce transport this time, and how much can you sell to us at most? Huakai knew that these chambers of commerce had inherited the family's business, and a large part of the food was sent to the family. We have as much food as you want, but can you tell me why you buy so much food? The other party heard that Huakai was a big deal, and came over and said quietly. We belong to the Hua family in Guangxian County. All the grain business in the county town is now ours. This year, Qi State has a lot of grain shortages, and it is also in Guangxian County. Don't we have more food? Hua Kai said. The other party also knows that what Hua Kai said is not all the truth, but he said that Guangxian's food business has become theirs. This should not be wrong, and everything can be easily found out by just inquiring about these things. That's good. If you need more than 10,000 shi of food, I can give you a little bit less, but the profit of the food is not big, and what we make is hard money. The person in charge of the other party said with a smile. We plan to buy 50,000 shi for wheat, 30,000 shi for rice, and 20,000 shi for soybeans. I don't know when you can deliver the goods. Huakai said. This. So much. The person in charge of the other party was shocked. There are more than a dozen large ships transported less than 100,000 shi of grain each time. He thought that Huakai would have reached the top with a maximum of 10,000 shi, because the Shen family was in his hands before. Thousands of stones are purchased every year. 100,000 shi is enough for 50,000 people to use for a year, and the total population of Guangxian is less than 30,000. This is 2 years at a time. Save more to prevent accidents. I don't know when the 100,000 stone grains will arrive. Huakai's biggest goal this time is to store more grains for Baoguang glass bottles, and put them in without fear of damage. With the grain family, he has an extra whole card, and he and the Ordos tribe can have more trading space. I can give you up to 50,000 stones now, and the rest will take about half a month to deliver. 50,000 caddies of wheat or 325 bone coins per stone, a total of 1625 gold. Rice is 465 bone coins per stone, 30,000 stones is 1395 gold, and soybeans are per stone. 290 bone coins, 20,000 stones is 580 gold, a total of 3,600 gold. You need to pay half of the gold first. The other party said. Huakai now has more than 4,600 gold in his hands, which is enough to buy food. The price is a bit expensive. We send a car to pull the grain. How about a total of 3,200 gold? Huakai bargained. This little gentleman, the food profit is not as big as you think. I can give you 20 gold at most. This is the limit, the other party said in embarrassment. Huakai bargained with the other party for more than half an hour, and the two parties finally reached a deal. All the grains were carried by the Wahia, and the total price was 3,510. Jinhua bought 100,000 shi of grain. Huakai first paid the 2010 gold first payment. From now on, 50,000 shi grains can now be moved. Returned to the caravan station and drove all 30 carriages over. One carriage of the Hua family can pull up to 20 shi at a time, and 30 carriages are more than 600 shi. Hundreds of people in the Hua family began to transport grain from merchant ships to the resident, and more than 60 people waited for grain. When they arrived at the resident, they all carried them into the big wooden house, poured them into the funnel Huakai controlled Baoguang glass bottle and started to absorb them. By noon, 30 carriages ran 16 times, and they only pulled 10,000 shi of grain. In the afternoon, the struggle continued, and there were more people in the market. By the end of the day, they only had to carry 20,000 shi without food. Huakai waited for the convoy to leave and went back to the house to rest. When the convoy came home, he would take control again. Absorb the grain, and when the evening starts to rest, more than half of the 50,000 stone grain has already entered the Wahia residence. Although the market was messy, Huakai was afraid of being found out by someone who wanted to. He piled dozens of stones outside each tent, giving the illusion that all the food was in the tent and the wooden house. On the morning of October 23rd, the time for the official opening of the Bukchi market was finally reached. Everyone in the Hua family drove their horse-drawn carts to continue to pull grain from the merchant ships. The market was already full of people, and Hua Kai asked Yu Jun to arrange for someone to pull the food. After sending out 200 horses to the horse market, the other personnel continued to carry food. Yu Jun found the leather caravan and asked about the price of leather. This year, the price of leather is lower than last year. The Wahia thinks it's better to wait and see. Finally, various temporary restaurants and food stalls were set up in the market. Finally, everyone no longer had to worry about eating. When all the food was moved to the Wahia resident, Huakai saw that the families of Guangxian City came to the big market. Among them, he also saw the Huang family and Zheng family. Huang's family was led by Hua Kai's second uncle Huang Guangwen. He brought more than a dozen nephews when they saw the Hua family's residence and came up to say hello. Hua Kai saw that his second uncle had reached the 9th floor of Pneumatic Realm. Second uncle, it seems that you are close to the Qi training stage. When do you plan to be promoted? Hua Kai saw Huang Guangwen and said, I just made a breakthrough the day before yesterday, so I have to stabilize the realm before I can try it. I guess at most 1 month. I will try to make a breakthrough. Huang Guangwen said confidently. The second uncle's meaning is that he hasn't taken the Baojian pill yet, so the chance of his second uncle breaking through this year is very high. Without the qualifications above A, the Qi training realm is a hurdle. A-level qualifications are expected to be promoted to Shantian, but how many of them are actually promoted to Shantian? So the pneumatic environment is already considered a master in this world. Most of the famous generals in various countries are also in the Qi training realm, and the Shantian realm already belongs to the special existence of this world. Then I won't bother my second uncle and your cousins. If you have any help, even if you come to the Chinese residence, the cattle and sheep market is over there, and the horse market is over there. Hua Kai and the second uncle will return after speaking. When they arrive at their residence, everyone from the Chinese family here is loading a carriage. They are going to transport some grain to Guangxian City tomorrow. There is insufficient grain in Guangxian and need to be refilled in time. Some grains can be transported away. Human attention. On the second day of the opening of the market, Wu Shu took 100 members of his family and drove the horse convoy back to Guangxian County. Huakai followed Yu Jun, Zhuang and others to the horse market. There are at least 20,000 horses here. Merchants from southern countries are constantly asking prices in the horse market, but few people traded in the market a few days before the market opened. Exploring the bottom line of this year's horse trading. 18%. Chapter 106 Four Seas Chamber of Commerce. A businessman Shijushang horse master came to the Hua family. They first asked the price of the horse, and then looked at the quality of the horse. If there was a chance they could miss it, they would not let it go. After looking at all of the 200 horses in Wahia, the businessman left the Wahia horse market with a look of reluctance. It is strange that Huakai has the true eye to let you pick up the omissions. Yu Jun, look at the horse. I will go for a stroll in the market, pay attention to the tea merchants and salt merchants, and let people notify me if they arrive. Tea merchants, salt merchants, and cloth merchants generally come to the market late. The Wahia is ready to purchase a lot this time. The Wahia has to purchase some of these things, especially table salt. The Wahia's snowflake salt on the grassland is very popular. After a round in the horse market, the price of horses is still relatively high. The asking price of 32 gold for a steed horse can't be lower. Strong horses dare to offer a price of 8 gold, but Huakai still bought more than 10 strong horses. Only one step away from the upgrade, there is no problem in earning 200 gold after the upgrade. After looking at the horses in the market for a while, I found that the sellers of the 2 horses that could be upgraded had very high prices. Huakai spent 164 gold to get both horses. Unconsciously at noon, Wakai found out that he had spent more than 1,000 gold on his body. A total of 5 steeds that can be upgraded, 9 missed horses, plus 62 strong horses that can be upgraded. These Huakai can be upgraded in basically 5 days. This kind of money Huakai is not too much to earn. After sending all the horses back to his home, Huakai returned to the horse market and saw an acquaintance. Lu is in charge. Wakai couldn't help but said happily when he saw Lu Pingli again. This, Patriarch Hua, you arrived so early this year. Lu Pingli also recognized Wakai. These horses belong to our family. Isn't your chamber of commerce going to the Chang people? You want to buy horses? Wakai asked with a smile. It takes 2 years for the merchant group to come back to the Chang ethnic group. It is estimated that the Chang ethnic group has not yet arrived. You have a lot of horses this year, Lu Pingli said while looking at the Hua family horse group. Not much. The Chamber of Commerce of the Four Seas came early this year. There will be a lot of goods this year, Huakai asked. That's some cloth, sugar, tea, and medicinal materials. I can give you the lowest price if you want, and I just want to buy a batch of horses. The merchants are considered acquaintances when they meet. Besides, Huakai bought a lot at the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce last year. This year he still tends to deal with the Chamber of Commerce of the Four Seas. In fact, the price of horses this year is not much different from last year. If you want to sell our Four Seas Chambers of Commerce, you can eat them all. I can take you to the Chamber of Commerce to choose what you want. The quality of this year's tea is good. If you can buy more, Lu Pingli said. I want it all. Do you want these or the horses in our station? We still have 15 BMWs in our station. Hua Kai returned. BMW. Do you sell BMW? I remember that you are just an ordinary family. At this point, it seemed that what he said was wrong, and Lu Pingli smiled embarrassedly. Just according to the market price, all the goods will be replaced by your Chamber of Commerce goods at that time. We have 15 BMWs. Can the Universal Chamber of Commerce eat it? Huakai asked. No problem, no matter what the quality of BMW, the price of 265 gold is unified, 29 gold for horses and 6 gold for strong horses, how about it? Lu Pingli said. The price is a bit on the low side, but most of the horses of Wahia are just promoted. If it is estimated to be not much more expensive than this in the market, Huakai thought about it, nodded and agreed, and Yu Jun began to organize personnel to drive Ma Quan back to the station. At the station, all horses were liquidated. There were 15 BMWs, 358 steed horses, 173 strong horses, and nearly 100 horses were taken back to Guangxian by Hua Zichen. A total of 15,695 gold. Don't you sell these horses? Lu Pingli led hundreds of people to carefully check the condition of each horse before he came to Huakai and asked. These are not for sale. We still have nearly 100 horses going home, and we won't be able to come back in 3 days. Hua Kai said, pointing to the newly purchased horses that have not been upgraded today. When you come back, if you want to sell, you can come to the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce to find me. Later, if you can't ask for so many goods, I will use gold to replenish you. There are some furs, all brought back from the Zhongnu country. The Chamber of Commerce in the Four Seas is also in the leather business, right? Hua Kai waited for the other party to count the horses and check that there is no problem, so he said to Lu Pingli. The two came to a tent, and saw that the 6 tents were full of various leathers. Leather collection is no better than horses. You need to check the valuation one by one. Lu Pingli sent someone to his Chamber of Commerce to invite more than a dozen leather masters to bring out all the leathers and check the quality and preservation of the leathers one by one. The leathers were sorted out one afternoon. A total of 2 high-level savage animal skins, 17 intermediate savage animal skins, 301 low-level savage animal skins, 6,284 wild animal skins, 12,506 cowhide skins, and 17,247 sheep skins. Your trip to the Huns was great. A total of 4,219 gold, 37 silver and 20 bone coins, count as 4,220 gold. Adding horses is 19,915 gold, there is no problem. Lu Pingli said to Huakai that all the leathers have been sorted out. No problem, we can go to the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce to select goods now. Hua Kai said when he saw that the other party had loaded all the furs on his own carriage. Well, I don't know how much goods the Wahia wants. Although we have enough goods this time, it is difficult to make up for the 20,000 gold goods. This time we brought more tea and less sugar and cloth. Quote. Lu Pingli thought about it and said that the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce will bring more than 100,000 gold of goods here every year, but most of them are already booked by the family. The 20,000 gold of goods is not a small amount, he said with some worry. Arrive. Huakai came to the premises of the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce and saw that they still had people carrying goods down the merchant ship. This time, the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce brought more than 20 kinds of tea of various qualities. Huakai emptied all the tea sold by the caravan. The total amount of tea was more than 8,000 kilograms, and the total value of brick tea was more than 12,000 yuan. The total value was only 4,100 gold. They also obtained more than 5,000 pieces of coarse cloth, cotton cloth, and silk of various qualities, and it was only 1,200 gold. In the end, Huakai just asked Lu Pingli to send out all the goods that could be sold. Adding sugar, paint and other goods, the value of the goods was only 6,000 gold, which was far from the value of Huakai's goods. Well, we can only sell these things this year. The other goods are orders from last year. If you need anything next year, Brother Hua, our Chamber of Commerce will prepare early. I will refund the other money to you now. Lu Pingli waited for the Hua family. Put all the goods on the carriage, because the Wahia carriage returned to Guangxian, so they could only borrow the carriage from the Chamber of Commerce of the Four Seas. Hua's family also needs a lot of salt and herbs. If we can send them, we will need a lot of them. Hua said. Salt and herbs. The Four Seas Chamber of Commerce has some outlets. If Brother Hua needs more, our caravan can make a special trip for you. Anyway, all the goods have been sold out. Just leave some people waiting for the order to pull the goods. Lu Pingli said heartily. Huakai still has more than 10,000 gold here. I will make a trip to fill up these goods. At least 2,000 gold will make a profit. If the profit is more than 2,000 gold a year, I will also have hundreds of gold. For refined salt, 500 stones are enough. For coarse salt, tens of thousands of stones are not too much. For medicinal materials, I have a list here. Hua Kai seemed to take it from his sleeve, but actually Kong took out a piece of sheepskin from his pocket. The names and quantities of all medicines are densely written on it. It's easy to say that the salt is worth less than $1,000, but the price of this medicinal material is very expensive. There are nearly 1,000 kinds of medicinal materials on your list, and there are hundreds of elixir. If you buy the remaining one, Wandojin is far from enough. Lu Pingli read the list of medicines and said, if the money is not enough, I can use other things to make up for it. I don't know if you can buy these medicinal materials. If you can buy all the first rank and second rank elixir, you can buy one for each of the 3 or more elixir. Huakai speaking after thinking about it. According to your request, the value of these elixir alone is nearly 100,000 gold. Our caravan dare not risk such a large sum of money. If you come up with 50,000 gold, I can persuade the Chamber of Commerce to draw a portion of the funds. Lu Pingli said embarrassingly. Hua Kai is also at a loss. There are still 110 various medicine pills in his space. If all of them are sold for 50,000 gold, there are still some. Those strange stones are worth more than 100,000 gold, but he does not want to sell them now. I have some medicine pills here. I don't know if the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce will accept them. Hua Kai said softly in Lu Pingli's ear. Medicine pill depends on the quality and preservation. If the quality is good, our Chamber of Commerce will accept it. I don't know the origin of this medicine pill. Lu Pingli said with some curiosity. Everything is okay, but I hope not to let others know that these medicine pills are made from the Chinese family. Hua Kai said. Huakai needs a stable supplier. The sale of medicine pill can not only win over the Chamber of Commerce of the Four Seas, but Wahia will also add a large amount of funds. Because the Hua family intends to accumulate more goods in the Baoguang glazed glass bottle, so whether their family is in crisis or the grassland and the tribes are dealing with each other, the Hua family can do much more. This is no problem. The Four Seas Chamber of Commerce will always guard all customer information. Lu Pingli said. The two made an appointment that Lu Pingli went to the Hua family residence to find Hua Kai at night. After Hua Kai returned to the wooden house, he entered the family secret realm space. He checked the medicine pill that could be refined in the pill refining room and chose to refine it. 2 furnaces of Baodin, 11 furnaces of Fandin, his medicine pill changed from 110 to 172, with a total value of approximately 100,000 gold. In the evening, Lu Pingli brought more than 10 guards from the Chamber of Commerce to Huakai's room and saw Huakai alone. He asked all the guards to stay away from the wooden house. This is rejuvenation pill, take a look at the second rank Fandin. Hua Kai saw Lu Pingli sitting opposite him and took out a small box and placed it in front of him. Lu Pingli picked up the box, opened it and smelled it, then gently put down the wooden box. The quality is very good, and it has just been refined. Brother Hua, tell me the truth, do you know Danshi Wei? Lu Pingli said in a deep voice. Asked. I won't tell you. Anyway, these medicine pills were not stolen or snatched, there won't be any trouble. Hua Kai said. 19%. Chapter 107 Hua Family Workshop Area. Brother Hua don't mind. Brother, I'm just curious. This high-quality medicine pill can only be refined by Master Wei, but Master Wei is hard to find in Korea. This rejuvenation pill 4C's Chamber of Commerce can give. What do you think of the price of 220 gold? Lu Pingli said. Master Wei is the only pill refining master known today. Because of his existence, South Korea has become the fourth largest country in the mainland with a land area of 80,000 square kilometers. Master Wei has been in the foundation building for more than 400 years, refining. Rejuvenation pill I have 46 here, and this is Peiyuan pill, this is small return pill. In addition to the remaining 2 barrier-breaking pills, Huakai only left the Hua family for a short period of time. The required medicine pill, the other including 11 Baodin, were all placed in front of Lu Pingli. These medicine pills are worth more than 150,000 gold. Do you really want to give all these medicine pills to me? Lu Pingli looked at so many medicine pills on the table. He knew the quality of medicine pill was not low just by looking at the color. After checking, I sensed the medicinal properties of each medicine pill and gave a reasonable price in my mind. You can take one of these medicine pills, and you should be able to persuade the senior executives of the Chamber of Commerce. Wahia is willing to be a long-term ally with the Chamber of Commerce of the 4Cs. This is what I mean. It all depends on how your Chamber of Commerce decides. By the way, if do you have any medicine pill that needs to be refined? The Hua family is willing to be an intermediary. You prepare medicinal materials to help you refine the medicine pill you need. This is the main reason Huakai did this. The Hua family now has no time to wait and turn all the resources in their hands into strength to gain a firm foothold in this world. As for whether the 4C's Chamber of Commerce will agree to cooperate with Wahia, Huakai is not worried at all. If it can come up with so many medicine pills, there may be a strong pill refining division behind Wahia. Although the 4C's Chamber of Commerce is powerful, there is a pill refining division. They still won't provoke easily. After all, they will get greater benefits only when they cooperate with the Wahia. I understand what Brother Hua means. I will return to the Chamber of Commerce headquarters overnight. I believe there will be news soon. If it goes well from here to Chu, it will take up to 8 days to arrive, and I will be able to deliver it within 20 days. As for all the medicinal materials needed by the Hua family, our Chamber of Commerce will try our best to collect them. Lu Pingli left with a part of medicine pill after speaking. Huakai didn't care about this. He got up the next morning to upgrade a horse to a BMW, and then went back to the room to rest. Yu Jun told Huakai that all the merchant ships of the Chamber of Commerce of the 4Cs had disappeared this morning. After lunch at noon, Huakai went to the market and wandered around. He saw that the salt merchants had arrived in the market and asked about the price of salt, which was slightly more expensive than last year. Huakai now only has more than 10 gold left on his body, and he regrets not letting Lu Pingli leave some money, so that he can buy some coarse salt and put it in the Baoguang glass bottle. In this way, the big market is getting more and more lively every day. The caravans from Guangxian Hans and Jias are slowly coming to the market to sell the income from this grassland. In addition to upgrading the horses, Huakai understands with the rest of the caravan. The whole market was not a big market. On October 29th, Hua Zichen finally returned with the Hua family and the carriage. Huakai brought all the horses to the horse market. The people of Heavenly Horse began to increase. Wahia sold 7 horses and finally had more than 200 gold in his hand. Huakai asked Wushu to go to the market to buy coarse salt, and he bought it for 100 gold. 5,000 stones of coarse salt. The whole market of coarse salt let them buy a small and a half, and the Hua family began to fill the Baoguang glass bottle with coarse salt at the station. On November 3rd, the big market started to blow. Although the wind was not very strong, it also affected the trade between the caravans. The Wahia buys something from the market every day, and that day their 30 carriages are full again. Huakai left a part of the tea leaves and some sugar, and put them on the carriage. They planned to go home today. These brick teas could not be put in the Baoguang glass bottle. Huakai installed more than half of the portable space, and followed the team back to Guangzhou, the county seat. Because there were not many things on the carriage, the convoy returned to Wahiapu within 2 days. Huakai put all the coarse salt into the coarse salt purification workshop, and put 1,000 stones of grain for the brewery. Because of the return of the caravan, all kinds of commodities in the commercial street began to enrich. Lu Pingli should have half a month before he can return. However, there are only more than 60 people from the Hua family who stay at the station every day in the big market. Huakai intends to stay at home for a few days before passing by. Up to now, the entire Wahiabao expansion has been carried out for more than half. After the expansion, Wahiabao has become more and more prosperous. Huakai checked the family control panel and found that the family business, agriculture, and prosperity have great ascension. Jiabao's comprehensive strength has reached 1285 points. As for whether the main task 3 can be completed this year, Huakai puts all hopes on the Chamber of Commerce of the Four Seas. As long as the Hua family becomes a 9th grade family, Huakai believes that the strength of the family can get a quick ascension. The Wahia workshop area is a confidential area for the Wahia, and ordinary personnel cannot enter it. After more than a month of construction, the Wahia workshop has been completed. The first yard in the workshop area is the area where animal bones are made. Huakai came in and saw that more than 30 people were making 3 big tanks. The animal bones in the tank were boiling. Huakai took a look and left. The yard where the animal bones were made used to be a weapon workshop of the Hua family. This year, the Hua family weapon workshop has more than a dozen apprentices. Because the wood purchased is more than 3 times that of last year, the entire weapons workshop seems very lively. Now Huakai has implemented a reward system in the weapon workshop. The more weapons produced, the better the quality, and they can get a large bonus every month. After the weapons workshop is a carriage workshop. Here is mainly to study how Huakai said the 4-wheel 3rd stage shock-absorbing carriage is made. It involves a variety of quality woods. It will take some time to make Huakai's carriage. After the carriage workshop, there is a coarse salt purification workshop. The entry and exit inspections here are very strict. There are 30 dong rooms in the workshop. Half of the workers here are slaves who came back from the grassland. When Huakai sent the coarse salt, they started working with the old villagers. Under the guidance of the purification of coarse salt, compared with the previous days on the grassland, the place is full and warm. The key is that there is still wages to get, and everyone is very active in work. Come to the last big yard in the workshop area. Here is the new brewing workshop of Wahia. I went to the grassland this year to see the profit of the wine. It is impossible for Huakai to have no idea. With the Baoguang glass bottle, Huakai arranged for people to start making wine as soon as he returned home. The Hua family has a winemaker who was taught by Huakai. The brewery started secretly making wine a few days ago. Today, hundreds of cylinders have been put into the koji and mother of wine and stored in the cellar. After a week of fermentation, the wine will almost be out of the cellar. NS. Seeing the busy people in the brewery, Huakai found the person in charge here, a master craftsman in the Hua family who knows how to make wine. Huakai said his own idea. Grandpa Z, I have a method to purify fine wine. After purification, the taste of the wine will be much stronger than it is now. The methods and techniques of purification are here. Come down and let people study it. I have already said it to the carriage workshop. Just let them do whatever you want. In addition, I have some liquor here, which is best for brewing, but we can try it first. Huakai said to the brewing officer and took out a piece of sheepskin, telling him some key points of distillation. The last yard of the brewery was Wahia's new paper-making workshop. When Huakai entered it, it was as if the fire was burning in the workshop. Some new paper was drying on the shelf on the side. Huakai walked by and poked it with his finger. The paper shattered, and it couldn't reach the level of writing. Why is this paper so soft? Have you summed it up? Huakai asked several stewards. Patriarch, this pulp is crushed according to your instructions. It becomes so soft when it enters the filter frame to dry. We tried the pulp concentration many times. No matter how thick the paper is, it becomes so crisp after drying. It's soft. It's impossible to write at all. Is the drying temperature too high? Have you tried drying in the shade? Huakai asked. I've tried it. It's not that crispy when dried in the shade, but the hardness is not good at all. A person in charge said. Last time I told you to add some rags. Have you tried it? I tried it. This is the manufactured paper. The hardness is enough, but the surface is not smooth. Write with 1 ink and 1 black dot. A person in charge took out a good-looking paper and said. That's the question of preparation. You can try cross-modulation. Combine coarse cloth pulp with thin plain paper and press it together before drying, so that you can write on a smooth side. He stayed in the workshop for 1 day, and when he left, Huakai had a smile on his face. The 6 workshops of Wahia have more than 300 workers alone, and they will become the basis for Wahia's survival in this world in the future. Nowadays, although many things can only be done quietly, as long as these things are produced and brought to the grassland, the actual profits will not be small at all. In the next few days, Huakai asked the paper workshop to experiment several times. After hundreds of times of modulation, the paper workshop produced paper that Huakai was satisfied with. This paper was thicker than the paper that Huakai had seen in the past. It is harder, but there is no problem when it is used to write into a book. Huakai began to let the workshop increase the speed of papermaking. A piece of sheepskin costs at least 60 bone coins, and paper is lighter than sheepskin and is easy to store. The Wahia Paper Workshop can make thousands of sheets of paper a day, so a monthly profit is at least $1,000. Huakai told his grandfather, third uncle and others about the papermaking of the Hua family. Everyone was excited when they heard it. Second uncle Hua Zili even wanted to sell the paper to Lindsay City, so that Hua family would be famous in Chi for its paper. But Huakai denied everyone's point of view. If this paper is used for profit, Huakai is likely to be targeted or even attacked by many families, but if you don't mention money, perhaps Huakai can get even greater benefits. 19%. Chapter 108. In a few days, Wahia paper has accumulated tens of thousands of sheets, and Huakai asked all the papers to be cut and stored. But I worry about how to write a book. The best way is to use movable type printing. Engraving printing is too troublesome. If I use engraving and printing for the 3 kingdoms, with more than 3 million words, it is estimated that it will not be printed until the beginning of spring next year. When he came to the weapons workshop, Huakai drew half of the carpenters, and let Yu Jun personally take charge, and began to make movable type printing molds. After receiving this task, Yu Jun looked solemn and he knew the importance of paper best. All novels are written on paper and form into books, so the position of the novelist in Baijia will definitely be ascending. And movable type printing can quickly print books, so that all words are standardized, and typos are greatly reduced. This invention is not less meaningful than papermaking. Yu Jun was given a task to start experimenting with the effects of movable type printing in 1 month. On the 3rd day, Yu Jun wore dark circles and told him that all the commonly used characters had been carved out of 1,000 characters, and 3 kingdoms could enter experimental printing. The craftsmanship of carpenters in this world surpassed Huakai's imagination. They just carve characters on wood of the same size. This is nothing for the master. So on the 4th day, Huakai saw a print printed with printing. The 3 kingdoms characters appeared in front of him. Yu Jun, I'm afraid this won't work, Huakai said while looking at the printed paper in front of him. Why not? I think the paper is very good. It is much whiter than sheepskin, and the characters are so clear that people can't write such neat characters. Seeing the printing effect in front of him, Yu Jun said with satisfaction, arrive. Paper and printing are fine, but the novel is all one line without any punctuation, which makes people look uncomfortable. Huakai said. Isn't all books like this? Are the punctuation marks mentioned by the owner of the 3 kingdoms, the ones marked in the manuscript of the 3 kingdoms? It is indeed easier for people to read, but if the owner wants to print into the book, all scholars will accept it. Yu Jun is waiting for Huakai's novel to be a blockbuster. The reason why novelists do not have giants is because no one-person novel can be handed down to the world. Other thoughts are recorded in simple sheepskins or bamboo slips or wooden tablets. Even incomplete thoughts and content can always be left behind. However, novels are generally tens of thousands of characters, and it is very difficult to record a novel. Therefore, novelists are dictated by their masters and apprentices. Everyone memorizes all the stories and spreads the ideas of novelists. In this way, novelists can basically rely on word of mouth. This is why novelists are not popular and there are no giants. Reason. With paper and printing, it's not the same. As long as the template is done, printing dozens of books a day is not a problem, and novels can easily be spread all over the world. We can't focus on the scholars of all scholars, and we have to consider the majority of ordinary people. With the birth of paper, the previous writing habits will gradually change. Some people are not used to adding punctuation at the beginning. But after a long time, I think you will find the benefits of punctuation when you get used to it. Punctuation is added to all the paragraphs printed in 3 kingdoms. Huakai said. It must take a lot of time for this first novel to be printed into a book. Since all the difficulties have been passed, Huakai will no longer worry about it. He asked Yu Jun to print all the papers into the 3 Kingdoms novel, which would take about 10 volumes. On November 15th, Huakai got up in the morning and saw that the leaves in the village had begun to wither and the winter was approaching again. The second uncle Huang Guangwen came to the Hua family with 200 gold early in the morning. They had sold all the horses in the big market. They made hundreds of gold this time, and there was an extra horse in the family. Hua Kai remembered that he had been back from the big market for 12 days, and Lu Pingli had been away for half a month, and it was time for him to go to the big market. This time I went to the big market, and I was still traveling with 30 carriages. Hua Kai couldn't put everything in the Baoguang glass bottle. The carriage had to pull something to avoid others' suspicion. When the He convoy exited the gate of Huahiapu, Hua Kai and Hua Zichen rode towards the small road on horseback. There were butlers Hua Fu, Zhuang, Hua Yu and others in the convoy. At noon, Hua Kai returned to the Huahia resident of Bukchi Market. It was the same as 12 days ago. The remaining horses are still there. The family members are only responsible for feeding these days. Not long after arriving at the resident, before Hua Kai had time to eat, he saw someone coming to the door of the Huahia resident. Jia Ding reported that it was shopkeeper Lu who had come and brought other guests behind. Hua Kai went out to greet him. Lu Pingli, who was just looking at him, was followed by an old man of about 50 years old. He was dressed in gorgeous clothes and had a jade pendant on him. Brother Hua, I'm back. Lu Pingli looked haggard, presumably he hadn't rested well these days. Shopkeeper Lu came back so soon. This is just the 16th day. I also just came back from Guangxian. Hua Kai said. Don't worry, Brother Hua, today I'll introduce to you, this is Chu Yuncheng, the president of our Four Seas Chamber of Commerce. When I return to the headquarters of the Chamber of Commerce, I will bring your words, my brother, and our president will quickly deliver the goods you need. I have all the purchases, and I dare not delay sending it to you for a moment. Lu Pingli said and stepped aside, and the old man walked over with a smile. Hua Kai saw that this old man turned out to be in the Shantian state, and the Hua family actually provoked all of the Shantian state in Chu. I don't know if this is good or bad for the Hua family. Chu Yuncheng looked like the Chu family. As one of the most powerful families in the world, Hua Kai had to be careful. Hello, Patriarch Hua, I'm Chu Yuncheng of the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce. President Chu introduced himself very politely when he met Hua Kai. He didn't have the pretense that Shantian realm should have at all. Chairman Chu, please, come in. Hua Kai saw that the other party was humble, so he invited the other party into the own cabin. I have seen the medicine pills of the Hua family. They are all rare and good medicine pills. I don't know how many of the medicine pills of the Hua family currently have, and the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce accepts them all. Chu Yuncheng said straightforwardly. I don't know if the medicinal materials and salt I asked the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce to bring have been brought. Hua Kai asked back. Look, I'm in a hurry. I forgot to talk to Patriarch Hua about taking medicine. This time, the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce has searched all the medicine shops in Ying. I have brought all the medicinal materials that Chu can find. Due to time constraints, only 179 were found, including 1 5th rank elixir, 7 4th rank elixir, and 31 3rd rank elixir. There are still 19 medicinal materials on the Huahia main drug list that have not been found. If you need help from the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce, the Hua family pays attention to the whereabouts of these drugs, said Chu, chairman of the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce. I don't know what the prices of these medicines are. The medicine pill is all here, and President Chu can take a look first. Hearing the other party's 5th rank elixir, he knew that the Netherworld Wubei who refined the golden body pill had been found. Yes, because his medicine list only has 5th rank elixir. If the other party gathers the bone corrupting spirit flower night this time, then all the main and auxiliary medicines of golden body pill will be complete. This time, all medicinal materials, the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce, will only charge a cost price of 182,020 gold. Even if the 10,000 stone coarse salt and 500 stone refined salt are given to the Hua family, these are not worth a lot of money. President Chu spoke in a big way. Wanshi salt is not a lot of money. Hua Kai knew that the other party said that if he didn't make his own money, he would not make it. The other party was in the Shantian realm, so he wouldn't lie to an ordinary patriarch of his own. Business is business, friendship is friendship. If the value of these medicine pills is not enough, we Huahia will think of other ways. The salt should be as much as it should be. Hua Kai refused to say. These medicine pills are of the same quality as the last batch. No flaws can be found, and ordinary pill refining masters may not be able to refine them. In addition, the medicine pill that has been handed over to the shopkeeper Lu, the total price is 213,000 gold. This medicine pill will be higher if the auction price. Dare to speak. Chairman Chu's words made Hua Kai unable to refuse. To become the president of the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce, his ability will certainly not be bad. This time the Hua family went to the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce, and sincerely took the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce as a friend. If there is any President Chu who can help Huakai, please don't hesitate to say. Hua Kai said. I know that you can come up with so many high-quality medicine pills, and there must be a pill refining master behind you. Will the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce have any hostility to you? Just ask for inquiries as a friend, and the pill refining master behind you can refining life medicine. Chu Yuncheng stood up and bowed to Hua Kai. Life pills are those medicine pills that can greatly ascension lifespan. Generally, pill refining masters cannot refine them. Even if they succeed in refining, the life expectancy of pill refining people will be greatly reduced. Therefore, life medicine is the most special kind of medicine in the world. If pill refining masters refining it, it must pay a huge price. Life medicine. What life medicine do you want to refine? Hua Kai asked in a low voice. Pill refining room. There are many pill recipes for internal life medicine, but the family luck value required for refining is also very much. If there is no need, Huakai is not willing to waste family luck. There is an elder in our family, and the deadline is approaching, but he is almost on the verge of breakthrough. We plan to ask him for a life medicine, at least 20 years of life medicine. Chu Yuncheng said very clearly. The 20-year life medicine is not easy to refine. I brought a taste of medicinal materials. It is a rare spiritual quenching. It should be possible to refine a life medicine. If the alchemist is willing, even if the refinement fails, the Chu family will remember the favors of the Hua family. Chu Yuncheng speaking of. Can I take a look at the elixir first? If the medicinal materials are not enough, even if the pill refining master behind me is willing, they will not be able to refine it. Hua Kai said. Please tell me on the merchant ship. Chu Yuncheng raised his hand, and all the medicine pills on the table disappeared. Hua Kai didn't know if the other party had the same space as himself, or if there was something special above the Shantian realm. Spells, these are still far away from myself and the Hua family, maybe only after Hua family has a Shantian master. When he arrived on the merchant ship, Chu Yuncheng pointed out the salt and elixir he had brought to Huakai. He pulled 3 large ships, and Huakai could send someone to remove everything at any time. After entering the largest cabin, Hua Kai saw Chu Yuncheng take out a treasure chest of Yutong Jinlan. This Yutong Jinlan wood is a 9-grade wood, and each piece is more valuable than gold, not to mention it is made in such a large piece. Into a box. The function of Yutong Jinlanmu is to block the spiritual qi. Anything hidden in it will not dissipate for thousands of years. 19%. Chapter 109 10,000 Years Purple Ginseng. Chu Yuncheng opened the Yutong Jinlan treasure box. Hua Kai felt a powerful energy coming, and all the cells of the body seemed to be awakened when this energy entered the body. Hua Kai felt that there was no fatigue in the whole body. Purple Ginseng. Heavenly and Mortal Treasures. Introduction. Purple ginseng grows 1 leaf in a century, and 9 pieces of 1,000-year-old leaves can cure all diseases and increase the cultivation base for 20 years. 10,000 years purple ginseng produces spiritual sense. After taking it, it prolongs longevity and achieves the best overall body function until the drug disappears. Hua Kai was shocked when he saw it. This was the first time he encountered heavenly and mortal treasures. 1,000-year-old purple ginseng can cure all diseases with a single leaf. These 10,000-year-old purple ginseng has had spiritual sense, and it has become a demon. The effect of direct consumption is also heaven-defying. Perhaps their parents are really running out of time. Patriarch Hua, this is a 10,000-year-old purple ginseng. I don't know if it can be refined into a life medicine. Chu Yuncheng looked at Hua Kai and said, it is indeed a 10,000-year purple ginseng, the rare heavenly and mortal treasures. Can I give you a reply within 2 days if it can be refined into medicine pill? Hua Kai looked at Chu Yuncheng and asked. Okay, I've been here all the time. This is the 30,800 gold remaining after medicine pill deducts these medicinal materials. Chu Yuncheng said. Lu Pingli on the side took 3 purple gold coins, and this purple gold coin is equivalent to 10,000 gold coins. It is only occasionally used for large-scale transactions of large families. Hua Kai was not polite, and left after receiving 3 purple gold coins and 8 gold bricks. He returned to the Wahia residence and entered the family secret realm space. In the pill refining room, there are 2 kinds of medicine pills for Wanian purple ginseng which can be refined. That's not what Huakai can think of. There is also a 6-level spirit pill. 10,000 years purple ginseng is the main medicine. The main function of a lot of refining is to wash the marrow, which can relieve all the negative effects of the body, ascension body spiritual chi perception. Neither prescription was available. Hua Kai checked the medicine pill in the pill refining room, which can increase lifespan, and it really showed him a life medicine that can be refined with 10,000 years of purple ginseng. Bei Shou Dan. 9-pin Bao Dan. Medicinal materials needed. Purple ginseng more than 1,000 years old, 10 grams of night dead grass, 1 plant of hotoji, 1 flower of purple spirit plastic body. The secondary medicine Bodhi transforms the body fruit, the cold flame melts the soul fruit. Effect. Ascension users have a lifespan of 20 years. Within half a year, the whole body is in the best state. Ascension body and soul are integrated, the effect of the second one is halved. Required luck value. 999 points. The main medicine of this Bei Shou Dan is purple ginseng. It is only said that it is more than 1,000 years old, and the effect will be better in 10,000 years. There are hundreds of medicines used in it, and there are only more than 20 kinds of elixir. This is good for Jupin Baodin. It was said that it was too small, so I wrote down the prescription, and the next day Huakai came to the Chamber of Commerce of the Four Seas Merchant Shipping. I have seen President Chu. Hua Kai saluted Chu Yuncheng. I have seen Patriarch Hua. Chu Yuncheng didn't entrust him at all, but returned a gift to Hua Kai in the same way. Huanian purple ginseng still needs a lot of side medicines to be refined into life medicine. This is a prescription. Chairman Chu is asked to prepare the side medicines as soon as possible. The life medicine can be successfully refined in about 10 days, Hua Kai said. That's great. I'm going to look for the auxiliary medicine now. These auxiliary medicines should be found in Chufu City of Lu State. Chu Yuncheng heard that Hua Kai said that the auxiliary medicines can be successfully refined with a 10-day life medicine. The second thing, Hua Kai must have done a lot of work. This life medicine prescription was given to him directly by the other party, without hiding it at all. Today, our Wahia transported all the medicinal materials and salt back, and we may return to Wahiapu tomorrow morning. Hua Kai's mission in the large market this year has been overfulfilled. These medicinal materials plus the family secret realm space, Hua Kai will be able to refine about 200 medicine pills next, and he will not have to worry about ordinary medicines for a long time in the future. I will find all the medicines, and I will go to Wahiapu, Guangxian County to find the Hua Pai master. Give me 10 days and I will definitely send the medicines. Chu Yuncheng knew that Hua Kai was very interested in refining this longevity after seeing this pill recipe. The grasp of the medicine was not small, and there was a glimmer of hope in his heart. If the elder in the family is gone, Chu State is likely to be suppressed by his secret opponent with all his strength. Hua Kai called everyone from the Hua family to the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce, and all the medicinal materials were carefully sent back to the Hua family resident. To Hua Kai's disappointment, although the nether fruit for refining golden body pill was available, there was no bone corrosive spirit flower. I found it. I don't know when the gold body pill can be successfully refined. There are about tens of thousands of kilograms of medicinal materials worth more than 100,000 gold, and each of the thousands of common medicinal materials has more than 10 kilograms. Hua Kai asked to send all the medicinal materials into his house, and then sent all the medicinal materials into the family secret realm space, and soon everyone from the Hua family returned home with the salt. For such a short distance of 500 stones of table salt, Wahia's 25 cars were pulled out. It took more than 10,000 stones for most of the day before Hua Kai was included in the Baoguang glass bottle. With 3 purple gold coins in hand, Hua Kai does not plan to sell horses anymore. There are still 100 horses in the station that have not been sold, and more than 40 horses need to be upgraded. In addition to more than 100 horses in the family, the Hua family has more than 260 horses left. There are a lot of them, but so many horses are not a burden to the Hua family, and Hua Kai plans to go home after thinking of here. Before returning home, Hua Kai took the Hua family to the market again in the afternoon. It was November 16th, and the barren animal herd near Guangxian town had slowly appeared. Hua Kai went to the market to buy a lot of nuts and snacks, and when he saw a grain shop selling spiritual rice, he walked up. The store, how do you selling me? Hua Kai asked. 1 caddy 10,002 bone coins. The shopkeeper said without looking up. There are many people who come to him to ask the price, but very few people are willing to buy spiritual rice. Can I make more of what I want cheaper? Hua Kai continued. How much do you want? The shopkeeper finally raised his head this time. How many do you have here? Hua Kai asked. We still have more than 4,000 caddies of spiritual rice, which is 20 shi. If you want an extra caddy, you will be counted as 11,000 bone coins. The shopkeeper said. I want all a caddy of rice and a tail of gold. Huakai said in a bargain. This can't work, the price I shipped from Chin is better than this. Okay, you can take it away. I really didn't make any money this time. Seeing that Huakai was about to leave, the shopkeeper hurriedly agreed. Everyone in the Hua family began to weigh the ling rice and put all the ling rice in their own carriage. Huakai gave the shopkeeper a purple gold coin. The shopkeeper watched it for a long time, and then asked him to bring in 57 gold bricks, 4 gold bars, and 9 gold coins, with a total value of 5,749 gold, which is 4,251 kilograms of ling rice. After returning to the station to collect the Lingmi Baoguang glass bottles, the Hua family began to pack things up. By the next day, everything was packed. As soon as the carriage was released, the trade was completely over this year. There is not much on the 30 carriages of the Hua family, most of them are small toys for children, and they were charged more than 2 gold tolls when they passed the checkpoint. Who would let them bring 162 horses? The closer the road to Guangxian City, the more barren beasts appeared. The autumn wind blew through the woods to let everyone know that winter was approaching. Because there was not much on the carriage, everyone in the Hua family walked quickly, entering Beihai country at noon, and when the sun went down in the afternoon, they had already arrived at the border of Guangxian County. After paying the money to enter the boundary of Guangxian County, I saw the city wall of Guangxian County in a short while. Now the outside of Guangxian City has become depressed. Although the city gates have not been closed, people rarely come in and out. By the time it was dark at Wahiapu, the Wufu butler was asked to deliver all the small goods to the shop, and everyone sent the horses back to the stables and then they were dissolved. In the evening, Huakai was worried about the brewery and went to the workshop area. Now movable type printing has been separated from a courtyard in the workshop. Dozens of people are busy inside. Huakai walked over and saw Yu Jun still here. You wouldn't have stayed here these days and didn't leave, would you? How about the printing of 3 Kingdoms? Hua Kai asked when he saw Yu Jun. Patriarch, take a look at this book. It's a book that has more than 300,000 words in such a small one. All the handwriting is very clear. If it is sold to Lindsay City, it will cost at least 100 gold. Yu Jun was excited. Speaking of holding a book. Hua Kai took the book and saw that the surface was thick, hard paper, with the words, 3 Kingdoms, written on it. When you opened the book, it was the table of contents and then the text, which was not much different from Hua Kai's imagination. Well, can we use some special paper for the book cover? For example, adding more pulp to the rag, why should we use rough gray for the whiteness we can make on the surface? Is it possible for someone to paint some pictures on the cover? The characters in the story of the 3 Kingdoms are drawn. Hua Kai said. I'll let someone do it now, but how do I do this cover design? There is a painter in Guangxian, or I will invite it tomorrow. Yu Jun couldn't help but nod when he heard Hua Kai's words. Exquisitely done, it is a change of the times for novelists, and Yu Jun also hopes to keep improving. After leaving the printing workshop, Hua Kai came to the winery workshop and asked that the liquor made with the liquor has been put in the cellar, and the distilled wine has come out. Hua Kai tasted a bite which is about 40 degrees Celsius, which is better than the previous wine. That's a lot better. The next morning, Hua Kai woke up from his sleep and entered the family secret realm space. Wahiapu. No entry. Prosperity. 342. Power. 278. Agriculture. 167. Animal husbandry. 109. Commercial. 241. Culture. 87. Comprehensive strength. 1224. Allies. Ordos tribe, Jia family. Funds. 1816 taels of gold, 2,207 taels of silver, 108,346 bone coins. Hostile forces. Shen family in Guangxian County, 9th rank. Bu family in Lindsay City, 7th rank. Luck value. 719. Portable space. 3 cubic meters. Nowadays, only one item of culture is needed, and all attributes of the Wahia family can exceed 100. Culture is nothing more than spending money. Now Wahiapu's new village school is under construction, and the new village school is on the edge of the martial arts field, which can promote children from childhood. The love for martial skill and the mind method is right next to Lingtian. You can learn more, and spiritual qi should be ample here. The grain and refined salt in the space do not need to be stored in a warehouse, and the salt in the village is still sufficient. There are thousands of coarse salt in the coarse salt purification workshop. With the purification speed of a few stones a day in the workshop, it may not be possible to complete the purification of this 1,000-stone coarse salt in a year. When they came to the Lingtian, many children in the village practiced martial skills near the Lingtian. Several students of Shu Hua watched everyone vigilantly, for fear that someone would damage the Lingmi seedlings. Patriarch, Shu Hua asked when he saw Hua Kai approaching. The spiritual rice is growing well. The chubby ones are long and chubby. This time I went to the big market and bought back more than 4,000 caddies of spiritual rice. Do you think it is okay to plant all the spiritual rice this year? Hua Kai looked at it. Shu Hua's loyalty value has grown to 90 points, and it has only been less than 2 months since Shu Hua's arrival at Hua's house. This loyalty rate is already very fast. This also shows that Wahia is in a stage of rapid development and its attractiveness to talents is very high. 19%. Chapter 110. 3 Kingdoms, published. Patriarch, according to the booklet, the average 1-month-old spiritual rice should be about 5 inches high, and our spiritual rice is now more than 8 inches. I don't know if this is a good thing. The spiritual rice in Chi must be 10. They were planted before the middle of the month, and now we are starting to cultivate seedlings, and it may be next month when we are planting in the sacred field. Shu Hua said to Hua Kai. I don't want to take a chance when I hear that I can't grow Hua Kai. The value of a caddy of ling rice is 1 or 2 gold. If the planting fails, the Wahia will lose a lot. Perhaps it is the reason why spiritual chi is too abundant here. Now spiritual chi in the spiritual field begins to atomize every morning. This spiritual chi array has not weakened the absorption of spiritual chi recently. I don't know what spiritual chi will achieve in the spiritual field. The spiritual chi will not continue ascension. Hua Kai stretched his hand into the spiritual mist in front of him. After a while, his hand became wet, and he lifted his hand above his head, and these newly formed spiritual fluids dissipated in the air again. In the past few days, I have not watered the spirit seedlings spirit liquid anymore. I have sowed the spirit medicine seeds in that piece of land, and they were all out in full length yesterday. This spirit gathering figure array is far better than I have ever seen. Any pattern must be strong. Shu Hua said in a deep voice to Hua Kai. In short, it is not a bad thing. From tomorrow, there will be 20 members of the village protection team dedicated to protecting the spiritual field. Now it is slowly entering the winter, and the number of wild beasts has begun to increase. It is inevitable that some flying wild beasts or even wild beasts will enter the spiritual field. Destroy, I'll leave it all to you here. Hua Kai said something Shu Hua wanted to say, but in the end he didn't say a word. The deeper he studied the gathering of souls these days, the more shocked Shu Hua was. As the spiritual chi in the pattern became more and more abundant, Shu Hua felt that spiritual chi array began to feed back some special energy to himself. One day he deliberately prevented a student from entering the pattern. He did not expect that his mental energy could affect the whole above the array of spirits gathering. It's as if the entire spirit gathering array is a part of one's own body. As long as the willpower is not as high as one's own, entering the array can be completely trapped in it and unable to move. It is not an exaggeration to say that this is a god array. But this map belongs to the Hua family. The core members of the Hua family or Hua Kai himself should have benefited from the map. Now, without Hua Kai's knowledge, they have been fighting for control by themselves. Hua Kai was wondering why Shu Hua was suddenly loyal to Ascension by 2 points, and he saw the tangled face of the other party, as if he was experiencing some ideological struggle. Everyone has their own secret, and Hua Kai didn't want to ask more, so he left Lingtian and went to the stable. In the afternoon, Hua Ziji found Hua Kai and said that this afternoon the affiliated village of Wahiapu had begun to enter the Wahia. This year, the number of small and medium-sized villages who chose to spend the winter in Wahiapu was much more than in previous years. In previous years, many wealthy families would choose to go to Guangxian County. During the winter, the place is prosperous and safe. This year Wahiabao has become stronger and stronger, and many people choose to rely on the Wahia. There have been more than 1,000 people in the village. Many people have come to Wahiapu for the first time for the winter. Wahiapu is expected to have more than 2,400 people this winter. Fortunately, there is no problem with 3,000 people living in our village. Hua Ziji said with a smile on his face and chose to live in Wahiapu for the winter, which shows that Wahiapu is becoming more and more powerful. How is the city wall repaired? You can't care about every section of the inner and outer village walls. This year, there are more people in Wahiabao, and the land has been reclaimed. The number of beasts attacking the village will definitely increase greatly, although there are 4 people in our village practicing qi circumstances, but you can't be careless. Hua Kai said. The two discussed the arrangement of the Winter Village Protection Team personnel for a while. At this time, Hua Kai saw Shu Hua coming to the door of the main house. When Hua Ziji saw this place to bid farewell to Hua Kai, Shu Hua walked in slowly, pretending to be doing something wrong. Old Shu, why didn't you frown? Someone provoke you? Hua Kai asked with a smile. Patriarch, there are some things I think I must tell you, otherwise I feel sorry for it. I suspect that spiritual qi formation is a god formation. The speed and range of gathering spiritual qi is beyond imagination. I have seen it. Most spiritual arrays increase spiritual qi by 10%, which is not bad. In our image array, I estimate that the increase of spiritual qi is at least 5 times. Shu Hua said. What's wrong with this? What's wrong with you? Hua Kai asked. Spirit gathering diagram. It is of course a good thing to be strong. Now that the spiritual rice seedlings in the spiritual field can grow so well, it is the effect of the spiritual formation. I feel that our spiritual field has only been cultivated for so long, and it has surpassed the primary spiritual field. After the harvest of this batch of spiritual rice, it may directly become a high-level spiritual field. Shu Hua kept coming, and Hua Kai nodded for him to continue. Nowadays, spiritual qi is more abundant in spiritual formation. As long as I enter the formation, there will be endless spiritual qi available to use. And I found that as long as I want, I can control everything in the spirit formation, as long as the opponent's willpower is not strong. Beyond me, Shu Hua finally said the point. Hua Kai pondered for a while. This spirit gathering array was indeed beyond his expectation. If the 5th uncle is controlled, whether he can enter the Shantian realm or not will only be killed. The 5th uncle has 59 points of willpower. But since it was given to Shu Hua, Hua Kai felt that it would not be appropriate to take it back now. Shu Hua is also a farmer who specializes in planting. It is most appropriate to give him the spirit gathering pattern, so now he can only. Old Shu, I don't know if it is convenient for you to answer a question. Hua Kai asked. Patriarch, may I ask? Shu Hua returned. Why did you never cultivation martial skill, practiced at the 5th level of the Aura. Not 6 already? You never thought of having the force to protect yourself. Hua Kai saw that Shu Hua didn't know when he was promoted. As far as the C qualification is concerned, being able to be promoted to the 6th floor of the Qi Lian realm is where luck is greater than hard work. It's true that I have a poor aptitude, and I have spent all my thoughts on Lingzi research, and I don't have any other energy to learn. And most of the day I have to meditate on the cultivation Shen Nong Baikao Jing, or else I will be spiritual in my body. Qi can't keep up with physical consumption. Shu Hua whispered. Hua Kai knew that Shu Hua could say this, and he had already told himself his biggest weakness, so he said, now you are not afraid of spiritual qi consumption in the spirit figure array, and it is not too late to practice martial skill. Saying that you can imprison mental energy is lower than you, and even if you imprison the opponent without attack power, you will not be able to cause harm to the opponent. Hua Kai said that, Shu Hua couldn't help but feel that he really should practice martial skill. With the gathering of Spirit's image array, his C qualification in the image array is no longer important, and he even has the confidence to attack the Shantian realm. Patriarch, I will start learning martial skill now. If there are enemies who dare to enter the spiritual field in the future, I will let him go and never return. Shu Hua was shocked by the ambition of the owner when he finished speaking. NS, he can also cultivate martial skill. Seeing Shu Hua's departure, Hua Kai couldn't help shook his head. One person in the 6th level of Qi training level only needs to practice martial skill a little bit, even if it is the worst martial skill of Huang tier. Entering the family secret realm space at night, Hua Kai saw that the family luck value has risen to 910 points. This number family luck value has risen slowly. Fortunately, the family has just returned from the big market and brought back a lot of money. For the goods, the villagers in the surrounding villages are also moving into Wahiapu. It is the time when the family luck value ascension is the fastest. It shouldn't take too long for the luck value to rise above 1,000 points. The next day Hua Zawan invited an artist from Guangxian County. Hua Kai invited him to the main courtyard and told him about the design of the cover of 3 Kingdoms in his mind. The pictures on the parchment slowly showed up in front of Hua Kai's eyes. The artist saw Hua Kai's design as unparalleled in shock. It is said that the young patriarch of the Hua family outside the county seat, a talented and intelligent young genius, is what he has seen today. After Huakai finished designing the cover, he began to design the title page, and then the design of the heroes in Three Kingdoms. Hua Kai only described the key figures of Wei, Shu and Wu, as well as a series of pictures of beautiful women in the Three Kingdoms, such as Kai Yan, Zhen Ji, Diao Chan, Sun Shangxiang, Xiao Xiao Chao, etc. Now there are more than 50 people in the Three Kingdoms who have pictures. Hua Kai let Yu Jun add these albums to the novel, which will make the whole novel more vivid. Patriarch, as long as the final cover and figure painting are confirmed, I can give you the sample in 3 days at most. Three Kingdoms will definitely shock the entire Lindsay City and even all academic scholars. Yu Jun said happily. Arrive. Have you calculated how much is the approximate cost of the Three Kingdoms book? This paper is made of sawdust, hay, and rags. The cost is very low. We have already carved the printing. As long as the paper is enough, it can be printed at any time. The color pictures you want from the owner are a little harder to make. The cost of 10 volumes of Three Kingdoms is about 20 silver. When there are more printings in the future, the cost can be reduced. Yu Jun thought about it and said. Then go and make Three Kingdoms, 3 grades, high, middle and low. The low grade has no hardcover book cover and no illustrations, so it will be easy to print. The middle grade has a hardcover cover and pictures, but all the patterns, the figure paintings are all black and white. Everything of the high end must be done exquisitely, with hardcover paper with colorful patterns, and all figure paintings in the book should be colored. Later I will design some important story illustrations, then it's better. Huakai began to focus all his thoughts on the publication of Three Kingdoms. Because of the conditions, he had to do many things himself. For 3 consecutive days, when the first cold wind in late autumn blows, Huakai's first book, the novel, Three Kingdoms, was finally published. Looking at the book cover with the words, Limited Collector's Edition, on the front cover, a total of 10 volumes of Three Kingdoms are priced at 10 gold, which is not a small number for the average family. Hua Kai asked Yu Jun to print 100 copies first. Three Kingdoms was first spread among the team members who went to the Zongnu grassland with Huakai. They were the first fans of Three Kingdoms. After hearing that the family had a full version of Three Kingdoms for sale, everyone bought a copy. If you have the money, you can buy a medium grade one, and if you don't have the money, you can buy 10 taels of silver. For the players, the money can still be paid. 19%. Chapter 111. On the second day of the publication of Three Kingdoms, in Wahiapu, the entire Wahiabao often saw people watching Three Kingdoms on the roadside. In order to attract customers, the tea house bought 10 ordinary editions of Three Kingdoms to attract customers. Guests, the entire Wahiapu is all talking about Three Kingdoms. There are few and pitiful entertainment activities in this world. Suddenly there are such good-looking novels, and the content is especially rich. Many people immediately regard it as a treasure. People who are capable of Wahiapu will buy a Three Kingdoms at home. This world book, the meaning is extremely precious. On November 25th, the weather was suddenly cold. Snow fluttered in the sky in the morning. Huakai put on a thick cotton coat and came to the stable. All the horses that can be upgraded today should be upgraded to the new stable area. Hua Kai saw Shui Pan cleaning the stables. Shui Pan, I got up early. Today is the first few days to clean the stables. Hua Kai asked when he saw Shui Pan smelled of horse dung. Go home, it's already the 27th day, and it's over in 3 days. Shui Pan got up and returned respectfully. You won't be dissatisfied with me. The family has family rules. It is a big crime for you to deceive the patriarch, and letting you clean the stables is to make you remember. Hua Kai saw that he hadn't seen him for a month, and Shui Pan was in a pneumatic state. On the 3rd floor, he was suppressed for a long time because of his injury to Realm. This time his body was fully recovered and his strength was inevitable. Shui Pan dare not complain at all. Even if Shui Pan dies 100 times, it is difficult to repay the kindness of the patriarch. Chanur and Yer are now extremely stable in Wahia life, so I have nothing to worry about. I will go to business next year. I also ask the owner of the house to bring me, otherwise Shui Pan will feel uneasy. Shui Pan bowed and begged. Seeing Shui Pan's loyalty to the family, Hua Kai saw that his loyalty has reached 95 points, but there is still some distance from entering the family list. Now that the family loyalty ranks 100th, the loyalty is all 96 points. It is not so easy to enter the family list. Practice your archery well. You must be in your business next year. When your punishment is over, you can go to Wafu Butler to lead a yard. It is not easy for you to live in a house with a pair of children. Now Shui Chen, it is already a key training target for the family. Hua Kai said to Shui Pan. Shui Pan was very grateful, but Hua Kai waited for a long time and didn't see his loyalty increase. Given you a chance, you don't become loyal. If you miss the opportunity, you can't blame others. Hua Kai left thinking of this. In the afternoon, Hua Kai went to Lingtian again. The spiritual rice seedlings rose gratifyingly. At this time, due to the cold weather, the spiritual rice seedlings had begun to stop growing and entered the accumulating period. At this time, the more spirit power they absorbed, the next year. The larger the ears in the spring, the greater the harvest of spiritual rice. More than 10 acres of land next to the Lingtian have been converted into a school. The school has more than 20 houses, and there are 8 small martial arts grounds in the middle. There is a separate dining hall in the school. Satisfied and came to the workshop area. As soon as Hua Kai came to the printing workshop, he heard a report from a member of the village protection team that an old man came from outside the village, saying that he was asking to see Hua Kai. After listening to the introduction of Hua Kai's nursing village team members, he knew that Chu Yuncheng was here. When he arrived at the gate of the village, it was indeed Chu Yuncheng riding a BMW standing outside the gate of Wahiapu. Hua Kai asked the village guards to open the gate. Now it is the time when the wild beasts outside the village gather. Even if the gates of Guangxian are closed, no major incidents will happen. Generally, a winter gate in the village will not be opened. Patriarch Chu Yuncheng, a Shantian realm, took the initiative to salute Hua Kai. Chairman Chu is polite. I don't know if everything is ready. Hua Kai asked. I have traveled to more than 10 countries, but fortunately, I have already prepared everything. When the head of the Hua family is finished, I have to send it back to Chu state as soon as possible. Chu Yuncheng said to Hua Kai. Now that December is not far away, Chu Yuncheng has to rush back to Chu Kingdom in the big winter. This is more difficult than going back to Zhangjiabao from Linzi City. Even the Shantian realm may not be able to finish smoothly. Hua Kai guessed that the elder of the Chu family who was approaching the end was already very dangerous. Please wait a few days. If everything goes well in about 7 days, President Chu will have results. I have already prepared a guest room for President Chu. Please also President Chu not to think that Wahiapu is too simple. Hua Kai said arrive. After entering the main hospital, Chu Yuncheng would give himself all the supplementary medicines. Hua Kai dismissed the Chinese family. Chu Yuncheng waved his hand and there were a lot of medicines on the table. Many of these medicines were prepared by Chu Yuncheng. Share. The medicinal materials are all right. I will send it to Master Pill Refining. I also ask President Chu to stay at the Chinese house for a few more days. If you need any more, President Chu just mention it. Hua Kai said. Chu Yuncheng left without saying a few words. Hua Kai took all the medicinal materials into the family secret realm space, and all the medicinal materials were put into the medicine rack, and he couldn't help but feel satisfied. I saw the pill refining room. Many medicinal materials have been lit up, and there are nearly 100 kinds of medicine pills that can be refined by Wahia. Lu medicine pill. The Hua family will no longer have to worry about ordinary medicine pill in the future. He is now pursuing medicine pill above the high-level Baodin, because these high-level medicine pills have the heaven-defying effect, which quickly enhances the family's strength. Seeing the Bai Shou Dan icon lit up, Hua Kai looked at the family luck value of 1134 points. This number is not safe for Wahiapu, but thinking that there is still a Shantian realm sitting at home, Hua Kai clicks to confirm the exercise system. A few seconds later, the Qi luck value on the crystal column of the family list was sucked into the red warning line, and 3 dark red medicine pills lay quietly in the synthesis frame. The more advanced medicine pill is, the fewer it will be released at one time. This time there are 300 life pills. This is a 9-rank pill. The last time the housekeeper Wafu took Jupan Baodin Zhang Lingdan, the effect of Hua Kai is still vivid, and the effect of this level of medicine pill is beyond imagination. This is likely to replace the purple ginseng with Wanyan purple ginseng. Reason. The medicine pill was successfully refined. Hua Kai left the family secret realm space. Now the family luck value is only 135 points, which is far less than a quarter of the family's comprehensive strength. Therefore, Hua Kai is afraid that the family will suddenly encounter something accident. After walking around the village and seeing nothing special happening, Hua Kai let go of his hanging heart. When he came to the guest room where Chu Yuncheng lived, Hua Kai saw that he was reading his own novel, 3 Kingdoms. Chairman Chu, the medicine pill has been sent in, and there will be results in at most 7 days. Hua Kai knew that Chu Yuncheng gave himself 10,000 years of purple ginseng, which is actually a risk. If the medicine pill fails to be refined, Hua Jia there may be danger, and perhaps it is also a torment for him to stay at Wahiapu. That's great. As long as the refining of the life medicine is successful, Wahiabao will become the best friend of the Sihai Chamber of Commerce. If Huakai has any needs, just bring the words to the Lindsay City Sihai Chamber of Commerce branch. The Sihai Chamber of Commerce will never declining. By the way, this novel was written by the Hua Patriarch. I did not expect that the Hua Patriarch could write such an article when he was weak. It is really amazing. Within 10 years, she will be the first novelist giant. Chu Yuncheng said. Chairman Chu praised it. I don't want to make it to the Dia Hall if I'm free. Chairman Chu will give you a few sets when he likes to leave. Hua Kai said. The Hua Patriarch is humble. This novel is good, but the better thing is to carry the novel. I don't know if this thing was researched by the Hua family. As a businessman, Chu Yuncheng saw the importance of paper at first glance. Occasionally, I call it paper. Why? President Chu is also interested in paper. Hua Kai asked with a smile. The role of paper, Patriarch Hua, I don't need to say. Patriarch Hua also knows that the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce wants to contract all the paper sales. I don't know if it is feasible. Chu Yuncheng said bluntly. Chairman Chu thinks how much this paper should be worth. Hua Kai didn't talk about the contract sale rights, but suddenly talked about the price of the paper. This made Chu Yuncheng realize that Hua Kai is not an ordinary person, and he can lead the whole Hua Kai. It makes sense that the home is getting stronger. I think a piece of paper is at least 1 gold, 10 silver, 1 silver. Chu Yuncheng said uncertainly. It is not expensive to say that the value of a piece of paper is a gold, whether it is estimated to be stored, transported, and bound, it is much better than sheepskin. But how much will the production cost of this paper be? Chu Yuncheng felt that it would never be too expensive, otherwise Hua Kai wouldn't use him to make a book. Paper is promoted sooner or later. By that time, more and more people will study papermaking, and the price of paper will be lower and lower. This paper is beneficial to the people and has extraordinary significance. It is not the exclusive benefit of a family or a chamber of commerce. The Four Seas Chamber of Commerce can obtain paper from Huakai, but contract all the sales rights. Forget it. Huakai said. Thanks to Patriarch Hua for your point. Patriarch Hua's wisdom, Chu, is not in time. I don't know what price Patriarch Hua intends to sell the paper at. Chu Yuncheng's mind was shocked and asked humbly. 1 piece of paper, 1 piece of silver, we can sell 50 bone coins to the Chamber of Commerce of the Four Seas. A set of 10 silver for the regular version of 3 Kingdoms, a set of 1 gold for the upgraded version, and a set of 10 gold for the collector's version. Hua Kai said lightly. This set of 3 Kingdoms is 10 copies, and the regular edition only costs 10 silver, which means that a book only costs 1 silver. And Hua Kai sold a piece of paper for 1 silver. This 3 Kingdoms fire is inevitable. The master of the Hua family, Daji, is in a hurry this time. He can only bring a set of 3 Kingdoms and 100 blank papers back. When the spring starts next year, I will let Lu Pingli come to the Hua family to purchase the goods in person. Chu Yuncheng said. The ancestors of the Chu family won't be able to hold on for long. Chu Yuncheng was very worried when he came out this time. He believed that Huakai could not do anything about it. Now that he talked with the Hua family about 3 Kingdoms and paper, Chu Yuncheng suddenly refined a life medicine for the Hua family. Hope is several times bigger. If the Hua family does not have confidence, how dare they take away own heavenly and mortal treasures and let themselves wait in Wahiapu? For a while, Chu Yuncheng suddenly felt that if Wahiabao could really refine the Shuden, it would be a good idea to be a hidden close ally of the Chamber of Commerce in the Four Seas. Huakai has medicine pill and its goal is small. Although the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce is behind the state of Chu, it is mainly hosted by its own line. If the two parties can establish a close and cooperative relationship, then the one who benefits most should be yourself. 19%. Chapter 112 Wahiapu School. The exchange with Chu Yuncheng was very pleasant, and Huakai also felt that Chu Yuncheng's favor with the Chinese family was constantly ascending. After a while, his loyalty value had been ascending by more than 10 points, reaching 29 points. Friendly value 2. In the next few days, the gate of Wahiabao was closed, the workshop was fully opened, and the papermaking workshop increased the number of workers, which could produce tens of thousands of paper every day. After cutting, these papers can be printed and bound into hundreds of 3 Kingdoms novels. Huakai has allowed the workshop to maintain the daily printing volume of 100 sets of Three Kingdoms, and Wahia Library has accumulated more and more Three Kingdoms books. As for the four-wheeled third-stage shock-absorbing carriage that Huakai said, new models have also appeared. Huakai's personally experimented with the carriage is indeed more stable than before, and the horses are pulled up more effortlessly. Such carriages can also be loaded with 30-stone weights. It is not very laborious, but the brakes need to be set up with a special handbrake, which is assisted by people, otherwise it is easy to collide with the carriage in front. The carriage has changed from a 10-stone load bearing to a 30-stone load bearing, the significance of which is self-evident. Nowadays, not many people pay much attention to the change of the Wahia carriage, but I believe that when the spring of next year, the effect of the Wahia carriage will be developed by other families, and more people will come to Wahiapu to ask about the carriage, and then the Wahia carriage will also become a big family income. As one of the important industries of the Wah family for decades, the weapon shop now produces 3 times more weapons than before, and the quality of the weapons is also much higher. Most of the weapons produced are stored in warehouses and can be shipped to the grassland next year. In exchange for a large sum of benefits. The brewing workshop is the most mysterious in Wahiapu. Huakai knows that the number of wines in the workshop is about 20 cylinders per day. All the wine tanks are placed in 3 different areas according to the quality. Kind of fine wine. The number of people working in the entire workshop area exceeds 300, which is more than 1/4 of the total population of Wahiapu. Excluding children and the elderly, this ratio is already exaggerated. On December 1st, as all the leaves of the trees outside the village fell, hoarfrost formed on the ground in the morning, and piles of barren beasts began to appear in the distance of Wahiabao. The expansion of the Diva members of the village protection team has been completed. The new village protection team consists of 3 teams, each with 100 people, led by Hua Yu, Zhuang, and Han Jinsheng respectively. Hua Zichen is the team leader and Yu Jun is the deputy team leader. The team has 30 new stage late stage. The above masters are directly under the emergency team of the brigade, and many talented special masters are in this team. The strength of the Hua family this year is several times stronger than that of last year. Everyone is full of confidence in this year's siege of the barren beasts. However, Huakai asked Hua Zichen to make the worst emergency measures. Wan, this truth can't be wrong. On this day, Huakai came to the school in Wahiapu village. Today is the school's opening day. Wahiapu stipulates that all illiterate people must go to Wahiapu Academy to study. A special graduation certificate will be issued after completing the assessment. With the graduation certificate, all outsiders can work in all workshops, village protection teams, and shops in the village, Lingtian and other Chinese industries. This makes it necessary to understand basic history and writing in order to live in Wahiapu for a long time. Today, more than 500 students came to the school. Most of them were adults over 20 years old, and most of the rest were children from the villages affiliated to Wahiapu. Wahiapu Academy does not require money for school, whether it is an adult or a child, and it also takes care of food. This is unimaginable in this world. Many villagers in the affiliated villages saw the opportunity and even the whole family came to sign up. The first day of entering the school is the exam. All adults over 18 can only go to adult literacy classes. The remaining 200 students will be divided into 3 groups, Tiandiran. The first class of Tianzi is still a dozen or so members of the Chinese family. The second class has a large number of people, with 24 people, most of whom are at level B or above. The B qualifications are all Wahiabao children. The assessment of core members of the family such as Wakai and Washing as examiners is obviously inclined to the Hua family. There are also about 20 students in the third class of Tianzi, and their qualifications are at least B or above. The more than 50 students in the Tianzi class not only study for free at school, but also have scholarships available every year based on their test scores. The Chinese family has good resources. Lean towards them as much as possible. They can go to the Lingtian to feel sufficient spiritual qi. Huakai will also give them medicine pill ascension strength from time to time. Of course this has to be done quietly. There are more people in the dizzy class. There are more than 40 students in the female class. They are all new villagers bought by Huakai from the grassland. The second class is Wahiabao. They are all prominent children. There are males and females, and about 40 people are in a class. The third class of Dizzy is a B qualified teenager brought back from the grassland, and the fourth class of Dizzy is related to the village. Most of them are brothers in Huakaiman or uncle. They are not willing to let them go to the herringbone class. In the first class, all girls with qualifications are above A, and most of the second and third classes are above B. If you have a few more qualifications above C, Huakai takes care of the old villagers. Don't let the whole class be new. The villagers occupied it. Dizzy class takes care of meals every day, and there will be scholarships for good grades. If you have good monthly assessment results, you can also go to Tianzi class to study. Wahiapu Academy is because the average aptitude of the students is too high. Basically, as long as they can keep up with the learning progress, all students of Dizzy Class 3 and above are expected to enter the body tempering realm before the age of 15, and then enter the Guangxian Academy for further study and study. As for the final herringbone classes, they are basically below C+ qualifications. These are the children of Wahiapu villagers, and some of them are children from affiliated villages. For Wahiapu, the training value will not be too high. Wahiapu school, the remaining more than 100 people are all divided into the character class. The college will also adjust classes according to their monthly test scores, and if they have excellent results, they may be assigned to the local class. In addition to the simplest meals, only the top 3 students in the class are likely to receive scholarships, and the number of scholarships will be very small. The teachers in the school are all students invited from Guangxian County. The students' martial skills and mental methods will be personally assumed by the members of the Hua family. Huakai will also give all classes at least once a week an ideological education class to train students to be loyal to their families from an early age, loyal to the family's thinking. After the class was finished, Huakai saw that all the students had entered the own class. The teacher distributed a small handbook to everyone. Everyone kept it carefully and carefully. This was a free textbook distributed by the school. After many discussions between Huakai and Hua Zichen, Yu Jun, Shu Hua and others in the past few days, 6 courses of common sense, history, martial skill, mentality, ideological education, and hundreds all courses are divided into 3 volumes according to the level of difficulty. As long as the content of these textbooks is well studied, it is enough to enter the county school. All textbooks are printed on paper. Textbooks can only be left in the school and cannot be taken away. The Hua family has worked hard for the village school. After staying in the school for a day, all the teachers took turns to teach all the classmates. A minimum of 3 classes are required for 6 classes a day. Sometimes several classes can be combined together. Huakai gave 10 classes on this day an ideological education class. In the evening, when all the students finished school, the martial arts training ground started again, and the students did not go home. They entered the martial arts training ground after they left the school. They tied up the horse stance, and then they went back after the evening training. Huakai watched the martial arts ground for a while, and these students only entered the school for 1 day. The discipline of the evening training was much better than usual. Today, after listening to the professional teacher's explanation, the split air gun is much neater than before. While staring at everyone in the martial arts training ground for the evening exercise, Huakai suddenly saw that Xu Yuncheng was laughing and chatting with Xu Hua in Lingtian, so he went outside Xu Hua's house in Lingtian. I have seen the patriarch, Xu Hua said when he saw Huakai coming over. You don't need to be polite. President Xu is a distinguished guest of our family. Old Xu, you should treat him well. Huakai looked at Xu Yuncheng and said to Xu Hua with a smile. The Hua family is really a crouching tiger, hidden dragon. Mr. Xu's talent can be hidden in the Hua family. With Mr. Xu's accomplishments in spiritual planting, the farmer will definitely have another giant in the future. Xu Yuncheng looked at Xu Hua said sincerely. Xu Yuncheng was okay to wander around Wahiapu today, and the more he looked, the more he felt that the Hua family was different from the ordinary family, and even the aristocratic family. The support of Huakai and the Hua family by everyone here is incredible, and many people have a trace of admiration and expectation for the Hua family, which surprised him. When Xu Yuncheng came to the martial arts training ground, he saw that the spiritual field was cultivated here, and the spiritual rice was growing very well, so he walked over. The first time he looked at Xu Hua, Xu Yuncheng realized that he couldn't see through the other person. Xu Hua was like a cloud of mist, but he could not feel his cultivation base when he perceives him with mental energy in the Shantian realm. Instead, the pressure around him is increasing. The stronger, some special spells faintly flashed around him. This kind of spells can only be felt above the Shantian realm. Lao Shu's ability is beyond doubt. Without Lao Shu, our Hua family spirit rice can't be grown. Huakai looked at Xu Yuncheng and praised Xu Hua. Patriarch doesn't have to be like this, I should do all of this. Xu Hua said excitedly, receiving Huakai's appreciation. Chu Yuncheng was a little speechless on the side, and only the Shantian realm masters could make him feel dangerous. This Shu Hua is a Shantian master who is stronger than himself, and he is so humble to Huakai. Is it because of the pill refining master behind Huakai? Huakai dared to undertake the refining of life medicine. This shows that the pill refining master has an extraordinary skill. Then think about it, that day when he handed the medicine to Huakai for less than an hour, the other party had already come back and told him that the results will be available in 7 days. After this time, Huakai, where can I go? I'm afraid that even Guangxian County will not be able to return. In this way, the position of the master pill refining is basically certain, that is, in Wahiapu, only such a Shantian realm peasant master will stay here willingly. What Chu Yuncheng didn't know was that the growth of the spiritual rice and the planting of some elixir he saw were mostly the function of the gathering of spirits figure array, which had nothing to do with Shu Hua's half-hanging fruit planting technology. Hua Kai also didn't bother to explain, since Chu Yuncheng wanted to think so and let him think it was good. Just then Hua Kai discovered that Chu Yuncheng's loyalty value had increased by 3 points, reaching 36 points, which was hardly hostile to Huakai. On December 2nd, there was a light snow in the sky, and all the children and adults from Wahiapu school entered the entrance hall. The workshop area is still hot, and the village protection team keeps patrolling every corner of the village, and the entire Hua family presents a thriving scene. Hua Kai came to Chu Yuncheng's guest room in the morning. Chu Yuncheng felt that his arrival had opened the door ahead of time. Today is the 7th day of the refining of life medicine that Hua Kai said. Patriarch Hua, has the refining of the longevity medicine been successful? Chu Yuncheng saw Hua Kai coming by alone, knowing that there was news about the refining of the longevity medicine, he said anxiously. Fulfill the mission. Hua Kai laughed after saying it. He took out a red sandalwood box, which was the best box Huakai could find. After opening the pill box, he saw the upper 3 layers of Bai Shou Dan, surrounded by the rime of the upper 3 layers, and the air contacted Bai Shou Dan and turned into a silky mist. This is because medicine pill is too strong. 20%. Chapter 113, The Third Alley. Chu Yuncheng saw Bai Shou pill and knew at a glance that this medicine pill was undoubtedly a life medicine. He took it to his mouth and sniffed it and hurriedly covered the box, looking at Hua Kai. Patriarch Hua, I will not say if you are polite. This is the decree of the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce. With this token, you can replenish the money after you get the goods within 1 Zijin coin at the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce at any time. If Huakai has something to sell to the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce, it can also give the highest price in the market. What special goods the Chinese Patriarch wants? The Four Seas Chamber of Commerce has branches in more than a dozen countries in the mainland. You can pay after the goods are collected. The Four Seas Chamber of Commerce will only charge a small transportation fee. This Sihai Chamber of Commerce, a token of the strongest friend, now only 36 yuan is given out. As long as Patriarch Hua leaves a trace of spirit on this pattern, he will become the most sincere friend of the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce. I am anxious to take the life medicine home, so I can only say goodbye now. Chu Yuncheng said goodbye to Hua Kai when he got the life medicine. It is still snowing outside, and it will not be easy for him to go back this time. Congratulations to the host for completing the main task of the family, promotion to the 9th rank family. Task reward. 1 seedling of the spirit tree crystal persimmon, 1 bottle of advanced qualification pill, and 1 Xuanbing stone. Quote. Main task 4 is being generated. Main task 4 has been generated. Main task 4. Promotion to 8th grade family. Task requirements. 1. The family's comprehensive strength reaches 2,000 points unfinished. 2. The number of all members of the family reaches 500, and all members have a loyalty point of more than 80 points, undone. 3. The family has 3 Qi training realms completed. 4. 1 attribute of the family exceeds 500 points unfinished. 5. The family owns 3 characteristic industries above the county level completed. Quest rewards. A set of 8 treasure knight armor, a dragon horse, and a pound of spiritual herb seeds. 8 treasure knight armor 4th rank spirit armor. The inner part is made of bright bird feathers to balance the temperature inside the armor. The second layer of Tiankui hemp can block most of the true Qi damage. The third layer is demonic beast skin. The fourth layer is the 10th layer of outer armor, 9 big formations. Function 1. Increase self-defense by 95%. Function 2. Speed blessing. Function 3. Charged attack blessing. Function 4. Spirit power storage. Function 5. Spirit power recovery blessing. Function 6. Physical recovery and blessing. Function 7. Injury recovery speed blessing. Function 8. Comes with 0.1 cubic meters of space. Note: it can be used after recognizing the master. Tianlongju. Tier 5 Spirit Beast Mount. Strength: 52. Agility: 46. Intelligence: 42. Talent: Follow the Wind, Spirit Power Sharing, Damage Sharing, Dragon Roar, Heavenly Sacrifice. Follow the Wind. Running in the wind speeds up, spirit power consumption decreases. Spirit Power Sharing. Tianlongju can share spiritual qi with the owner. Damage Sharing. Tianlongju can share the damage for the master. Sky Roar. Roar in the sky, shocking the soul of the mount below the fairy beast. Tianji. Sacrifice own life. Let the master's strength in the next 3 hours ascension a big realm. Supplement the master's whole body spiritual qi, lasting 3 hours. Owner. None. Loyalty. None. Clover spiritual herbs. 3 items spiritual herbs. Animals can take ascension strength properties. Long-term use has the effect of ascension animal qualifications. The growth of alfalfa spiritual herbs requires a large amount of spiritual qi, and it is invalid to consume more than fairy animals. Quote. As he was bidding farewell to Chu Yuncheng, Wakai had a reminder of the completion of the main task 3 in his mind. It turned out that the third ally of the Hua family appeared, and it was the Chamber of Commerce of the Four Seas. Huakai took such a big risk and chose to form an alliance with the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce, because he did not want to cause too much influence in Guangxian and even Lindsay because of the strength of the Hua family. NS. Then I won't keep President Chu, we will have a period of time. If there is any need, the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce can come to Wahiapu at any time, as long as Wahiapu can do it. Wakai said goodbye to Chu Yuncheng. Chu Yuncheng rode his own BMW out of Wahiapu. Wakai hurriedly returned to his bedroom, closed the door and told the maid outside the door to not disturb him, and then entered the family secret realm space. Congratulations to the host Hua family for being promoted to the 9th rank family, and all members of the family have an ascension qualification from 0 to a large rank. You have no rewards. Quote. Entering the family secret realm space, Wakai heard the system prompt. He couldn't help but feel happy. He didn't know whether he was happy or sad when he checked the family qualifications and ascension. Of the 100 members of the original Hua family directory, 2 members have been promoted to a large rank. The first one is Hua Mo, the youngest member in the family directory. The B+ qualification has been promoted to a large rank and became A+. This time, he has become an ordinary talent, a quasi-Tianzhao level figure. Shui Pan's qualification is also a big rank in ascension. Originally, he had a grade A qualification, but now it has become a grade S. Now the best will of the Hua family is him and his son. Hua Kai remembers that Shui Pan's loyalty value has not been included in the family list yesterday. As a result, the family's promotion to the 9th rank family benefits came, and he suddenly appeared in the family list of 100 people, and directly grabbed the biggest fruit. The qualifications promoted to the 2 sub-ranks were Qing Jirtai and grandfather Hua Xing. Erzhuang, Huayu, Han Jinsheng, Wushu Hua Zichen and other 40 people have a small rank in ascension, so the Hua family has Shui Chen SS plus qualification, Shui Pan S qualification, and Hua Zichen S qualification. Qing Jirtai, Wamo, and 3 girls with a total of 5 qualifications are A+, and 5 more members of the Chinese family above A qualifications. Among them, the most important one is the old man Hua Xing, whose qualifications range from B-level ascension to A. Second Zhuang, the qualification is to become A. Huakai is very pleased to see here. 50 out of 100 people have obtained ascension qualifications. Among them, Wufu Steward, Yu Jun, 4th Uncle Hua Zawan and others who have reached 100 loyalty qualifications do not have ascension. Huakai could not help but complain. How good. Hua family has been promoted to the 9th rank family. The family list needs to be updated. Is it updated now? Hua Kai came to the space crystal column, and the system prompt sounded in his mind. Update. Hua Kai said silently in his heart. Please wait a moment during the update. Please check the new family directory. The host can choose 3 family members to be the core family members and 97 family members as important family members. Do you want to set it now? Hearing the system prompt, Hua Kai to silently confirm that the names of the previous family members on the central crystal column have been replaced by the new list. The new family list is lined up neatly with 500 names. After the family upgrade, the number of names in the list has changed from 100 to 500. In this way, after the loyalty points of the Hua family members were over 95, the 20% cultivation bonus was gone. There were many young people in the new family list. The newcomers who returned from the grassland occupied a half of the position. Seeing Huakai here, Huakai smiled. The 500th loyal family member has 71 points of loyalty, and the 327th of the Hua family has a loyalty point of 90 points, but after 350, the loyalty value begins to drop, so that a large number of people can enter the Space Secret Realm trial. Many people from the Chinese family who are new to the family list will get ascension for their strength. Family core members. The host can open some family secret realm space permissions for it. The core members of the family can enter 8 special spaces at will within the host's specified permissions at any location. The required family luck value and the owner is the same. The core members of the family cannot see the Crystal Pillar family directory. The core members are added to the family luck. The cultivation speed and breakthrough will get ascension, and the family luck value ability will be greatly ascension. Huakai looked at this and thought it was a good way to escape. If it doesn't work, just enter a secret realm space to escape, and the system does not require loyalty to the core members of the family. This has to be considered. Important members of the family. The cultivation speed and breakthrough success rate will receive a small amount of blessings, and the value of entering the space to try the chi luck is the same as that of the Patriarch. Important members have this advantage, but they are much better than ordinary family members. Ordinary family members are still the same as before, without any blessings, and the cost of entering the secret realm space is unchanged. Knowing the difference between core members of the family, important members of the family, and ordinary members of the family, Huakai began to struggle how to allocate these places. First of all, the core members must be fully trusted by Huakai. The most important member of the Hua family now except Huakai is Hua Zichen. This first quota has been set. The second is grandfather Hua Sheng, and he must also be one of the core of the Hua family. As for the third Hua Kai, he gave his fourth uncle Hua Zuan the quota. Send the 3 names to the top core members area, Huakai felt in the space all at once. The 3 of them are in 3 different locations in Wahiapu, and they can be clear in the family secret realm space feel. Next are 97 important members, the second uncle Hua Zili, the third uncle Hua Ziji, the housekeeper Hua Fu, Zhuang, Hua Mo and other Wahi about 10 young people, all the main members of the Hua family's direct line are entered, and the rest the general staff Huakai are selected as new members who are over 18 years old and are easy to ascension. After completing all the lists one by one, Huakai nodded with satisfaction. The gains from this promotion to the 9th rank family are far more generous than any of his previous mission rewards. Remembering that there are still no rewards yet, Huakai left family secret realm space collect the rewards silently, and all the 3 main missions rewards appeared in front of him. First of all, the one that attracts Huakai most is the senior qualification Dan. The following qualifications are then ascension from a small level to a large level, a total of 20 medicine pills. The Chinese family will have more than 10 B level qualifications. Then there is crystal persimmon. The spirit tree is no better than the spirit rice, and it is rarely seen in ordinary families. If Huakai planted it in Wahiapu, there will be strong enemies who will move their minds, and the Hua family does not have the strength to protect it. This is a hatred. Hua Kai just took a look, and put the 1-foot-tall sapling into the Baoguang glass bottle, where you don't have to worry about its death. Finally, there is Xuanbing stone, the materials for refining spiritual tools. Hua Kai has not yet collected the materials for refining spiritual weapons. Even if the materials are enough and the cost of family luck is required, he cannot afford it. Throw it in the pile of strange rocks in the portable space, and whether it can get out depends on its luck. With all the rewards in hand, Hua Kai will look at the main task 4 that appears. There are 5 requirements for promotion to the 8th grade family. Among them, 3 are in the Qi training realm and 3 special products above the county level. The Hua family has completed them. The other 3 are not easy for Huakai. It doesn't seem to be difficult, but why is there no qualification Dan reward this time? 20%. Chapter 114. Wahiapu. 9 class family. Prosperity. 481. Combat power. 285. Agriculture. 187. Animal husbandry. 109. Commercial. 291. Culture. 125. Comprehensive strength. 1284. Allies. Ordos tribe. 4 Seas Chamber of Commerce, Jia family. Funds. 1816 taels of gold, 2,207 taels of silver, 108,346 bone coins. Hostile forces. Shen family in Guangxian County, 9th rank. Bu family in Lindsay City, 7th rank. Luck value, 446. Portable space, 3 cubic meters. The various attributes of the family have increased and decreased. The highest is the prosperity value. The Wahia caravan has made money this year, but all the villages around Wahiapu are wealthy. The newly built business districts this year will sell everything. In the Fang area, the prosperity value of Wahiapu has reached 481 points. It seems that the main mission, a family attribute reaching 500, is almost complete. Then the comprehensive strength ascension reached 2,000 points, and the loyalty value of 500 members of the family reached 80 points or more. These Huakai are considering how to complete it. The next morning, Wahiabao started to be noisy from early in the morning as before. The population of some remote counties in Qingzhou was only 3 to 4,000, while Wahiabao now has a total population of more than 2,400, which is more prosperous than before. Too much. Before dawn, Grandpa, 5th uncle, and 4th uncle were all called to the main house by the butler of Wufu. Huakai could finally tell them part of the family secret realm space. After hearing what Wakai said, none of the three showed much surprise. They knew that there was a big secret in Wakai, but they didn't know why they had to tell the three of them now. Huakai talked about allowing the three of them to enter the family secret realm space at will. As long as they think about the family secret realm space, they can enter any space in the 8th secret realm at any time. Huakai set the conditions for the three people to enter the secret realm. As long as the family luck value is higher than 100 points, the 8 secret realm spaces can be used casually. Wakai watched all three of them disappear in his bedroom. Wakai asked them to first explore the 4 spatial functions of Wu Jingjai, Yan Wu Tang, weapon shop, and medicine pill room. This is amazing too. It turns out that in addition to the 4 secret realms, there are so many functions. I wonder how you pill refining, forge weapons, upgrade the family mentality, and martial skill. It all requires family luck. It's worth it, Hua Xing said with excitement after understanding the function of family secret realm space. The three of us can enter at will now, and we can enter the space at any time when we encounter dangers. This can greatly increase our safety and avoid serious losses to the family. With this, our Hua family will inevitably be in prosperity for the next 100 years. Hua Zichen values the safety of family members. After Hua Zuan came out, he looked at Hua Kai with excitement for a while, and Hua Xing and Hua Zichen for a while, not knowing what to say. "For uncle, I have a medicine pill here, please take it. This way your breakthrough will become easier to practice aura." For the grandfather, 4th uncle, and 5th uncle who have been listed as the core members of the family, Huakai has nothing to do. It's so hidden. The 4th uncle's aptitude is not high. This high-level advanced qualification Dan is suitable for other people. After Hua Zuan took the advanced qualification pill, his qualifications changed from C-level ascension to B, and there was no one-time ascension 3 sub-ranks, which was nothing. The 4th uncle can cultivate from ascension to realm on the 8th floor of the pneumatic realm with his C-level qualification. This is entirely due to his endless efforts every day. Now that the aptitude has reached B, I believe it will be easier to enter the Qi training realm. After the three of Hua Zichen left, Wakai also took an advanced qualification pill, but with bad luck, the qualification was upgraded from C to C level, and then he took another qualification from C and ascension to C+. It took 3 advanced qualification Dan Huakai qualification and ascension to B. Seeing that there were only 16 qualification Dans left, Huakai couldn't help sighing how bad luck for a few days. Let the Wufu butler bring his second uncle Hua Zili, Hua Ziji, Wei Beidu, Shuhua and other family members with C to C+ qualifications to the main courtyard one by one. The 500-person family directory has shown the confidence of most family members over 12 years old. Huakai selected all the core members of the family. A few loyal and good attribute people were selected from the family directory to make preparations. In this way, the last 16 advanced qualification Dan will only add 12 members with B or higher qualifications to the family. In the afternoon, everyone in Wahiapu found that the frequency of the patriarchs calling people to the main courtyard began to increase. One afternoon, more than 10 people were called by Wakai to the main courtyard. These people came excitedly and left happily. When it was over, no one knew what happened to them in the main courtyard. In this way, the overall strength of Wahiapu is growing every day, adding 400 new family members, and Huakai wants to send these people into the family secret realm space to Wentianxi, physical training secret realm. It's unrealistic to enter the secret realm for strength training and secret realm for will training. There are not so many family luck points available. You can only select some members with sharply increased weaknesses, so that the family strength can get a quick ascension. In this way, the comprehensive strength of the family attribute panel of the Hua family is being strengthened. What Hua Kai has to do every day is to study everyone's realm, talents, and shortcomings, and then select some people to enter the secret realm trial, and he will value the family's luck with qualifications. Stay in a safe position between 200 and 400, so that the family luck value ascension will be faster. Entering December, the weather became more and more cold, and there were more and more wild animals outside Wahiabao, but everyone in the village was very confident. Before the big beasts gather, as long as there are savage beasts, Wahiabao will have masters above the aerodynamic level to kill the savage beasts. Wahiabao has killed 3 low-level savage beasts in the past few days. With the increasing number of Wahiabao members entering the pneumatic zone in the past few days, the number of Wahiabao pneumatic zone members has doubled to 23, and more importantly, Shui Pan, Qing Jirtai, Erzhuang, and Wahiabao. Family members such as Yu, Wei Beitu and Han Jinsheng have reached the late stage of aerodynamics, and the mid-level strength of the Hua family is no longer thinner than that of the old family. Especially Shui Pan and Erzhuang, after the qualifications of ascension, have now reached the aerodynamic level of great consummation. In a few days, when their realm stabilizes, Hua Kai will give them Bao Barrier Pill to help them break through. By then, the Hua family will likely have 7 pneumatic realms, so that the Hua family will no longer be afraid of Han family. Most of Wahiapu's strength is fast ascension, and the entire Wahiapu has begun to become full of vigor. Huakai came to the village school to attend classes on this day, and several teachers who were invited to Wahiapu were discussing the progress of students in each class. Everyone is lamenting the horror of the Chinese children's qualifications. Compared with Guangxian Academy, the students' learning ability here is not bad, especially in the 3 classes of Tianzi. Everyone's learning progress is no better than the geniuses of the county academy. Difference. In this atmosphere, the style of study of the entire Wahiapu Academy will get better and better. Other classes besides the Tianzi class have also recently emerged of various talents. They have begun to show their own advantages in the study of various subjects, and the school has begun to go deeper and wider. The direction is slowly developing. Hua Kai was also very happy to hear that the teachers who were temporarily invited to teach were of average abilities. After the winter, Wahiapu should invite some capable teachers to come, but it should not be affected by the lack of knowledge of the teachers. The future of the children in the village. Today, the family strength is 12 points, and the family's comprehensive strength is 1 step closer to 2,000 points. Thinking of the 2,000-point family's comprehensive strength, Hua Kai couldn't be happy. He still underestimated the difficulty of the family's comprehensive strength ascension. The comprehensive strength of this family ascension is far more difficult than I thought. Now the 6 major attributes of the family, the fastest rising is the combat power value. Ascension is about 10 o'clock every day. The prosperity value is slow after reaching 500 points. Maybe this is the peak of Wahiapu's prosperity. There is also the cultural value. The cultural value of Wahiapu Academy has just been opened for a few days. I don't know when the military strength, prosperity, and cultural value will stop rising. Huakai originally thought it would be easy to drive the Kaichun family's comprehensive strength to 2,000 points as long as it was natural, but now it seems that it is far from enough. In order to complete the main task for as soon as possible and promote the family to the 8-rank family, Huakai carefully studied the 6 attributes of the family. First of all, he still wants to start with prosperity, which represents the vitality of the family as a whole, and is one of the largest sources of family luck. With 509 points of prosperity, a special method must be used to upgrade it. Huakai chose the most direct method, which is to send money to the villagers. It's already winter and it's time to visit the little geniuses in the village for another year. Hua Kai plans to visit only 10 teenagers from Tianzi Class 1 in person this year, and leave the rest to the 4 uncles to visit. Because the village is getting bigger, the Chinese customs cannot remain the same as before. Huakai sent 20 golds of money and goods to each of Wahiapu's 10 lessers. Hua Mo and Shui Chen had the most, and the total value of the goods was more than 50 golds. This is definitely not a small amount of money. A large part of this money will be spent by their families on children's cultivation, and it is very likely that they will return to the Hua family after walking around, leaving behind the prosperity value. The students in Class 2 and Class 3 of Tianzi visited by Wushu Huazichan also sent more than 2 yuan of visiting supplies to everyone. This made everyone see that the main family attached great importance to family genius, and many parents were so slowly put children's cultivation and learning in the first place, so that Wahia will have a steady stream of talents in the future. It's not enough just to send money, everyone has to consume it if there is money. Huakai began to add a variety of commodities to the commercial area, feeling that the world's goods are single. Huakai began to work hard on food. The first is the snacks in the village. He felt that nuts and sugar were too easy to eat, so he used them together with some ingredients and liquor to make nut candy, which soon became unanimously liked by all the villagers. It has been almost 14 years since I came to this world. What troubles Huakai most is the lack of food seasonings in this world. All the condiments in this world generally only put a little salt, and some places will put some tea or sauerkraut, but the taste and form are still too simple. Huakai decided to change the taste for the villagers. Pill refining room. Thousands of medicinal materials were kept there. Huakai tried to remove the toxic ones and tried one by one. As a result, the condiments in his heart were found out one by one. After communicating with his grandfather and others, Huakai wanted to find almost 30 kinds of commonly used seasonings have been found. A garment shop in Wahiapu commercial district was quickly converted into a restaurant. Within a few days, all the villagers were conquered by the delicious food here. After the establishment of the restaurant, Wahiabao braised meat shop, lamb soup shop, and various snack bars appeared one after another. The whole business district was full of people from morning to night. In just a week, the prosperity value of Wahia rose to more than 600 points. The family's comprehensive strength has finally reached 1600 points, which is getting closer and closer to the family upgrade requirements. After spending so much money and so much effort, the life quality of the villagers has been greatly improved, and the loyalty value of the villagers in Wahiapu has also risen a lot. Huakai saw 75 people who were loyal to the Chinese family under 80 in the 500 list. In order to quickly mention these people above 80 loyalty, he often deliberately contacted them, but the effect was very unsatisfactory. After some villagers communicated with the Hua family, their loyalty, instead of ascending, began to decline, which made Huakai very embarrassed. Finally, Huakai thought about it and didn't deliberately go to the Ascension villagers to be loyal. This thing is sometimes very mysterious. As long as the family's comprehensive strength rises, it will naturally rise. By December 15th, more than 4,000 wild beasts outside Wahiabao blocked the water surrounding Wahiabao, but Wahiabao was still lively. Because of the popularity of various restaurants and snacks, the market needs more and more manpower. Many villagers and even women who have taken refuge in the village this year in Wahiapu have come to work in restaurants, because this year the Wahiapu workshop area, stables, and more people are employed, and there is a shortage of labor everywhere. The 300-member village protection team cannot be changed at any time. That is the key to Wahiapu's survival. Wakai came to the city gate and saw several members of the village protection team chatting on the new city wall very happily. They didn't seem to care about the invisible barren beasts outside the village. How is the situation? Wakai asked when he saw Wushu in the crowd. A middle-level brute came here in the morning, let me kill it. The meat has been sent to the butcher shop. Hua Zichen said casually. There are already more than 4,000 barren beasts. If this continues, ordinary barren beasts can flood our village. Everyone should be more careful. Hua Kai said. Most of the people on the wall are in the Kaiyuan realm. Today, there are more than 150 people above the Kaiyuan realm in Wahiabao, which is a world and a land compared to the poor 6 Kaiyuan realms of the Hua family last year. By this morning, Huakai knew that the number of people in Wahiapu pneumatic zone had exceeded 26, which was no worse than that of other 9th-grade families such as Shenjia in Guangxian County. Although everyone said casually, they actually value it very much in their hearts. The biggest enemy of mankind is the siege of the winter beast tide. How can they not take it seriously? 20%. Chapter 115. On December 19th, there was a heavy snowfall in the sky, and the entire Wahiapu was covered by white snowflakes. From a distance, it seemed to be covered with a layer of silver. Huakai came to the workshop of boiled animal bones and boiled it for more than a month. All the bones in the 3 large tanks have been burnt and melted, and all the bone slag has been burned into ashes and floated on the upper surface of the large tank. These impurities, after continuing to reheat, it slowly turned into ashes and floated in the air. Wakai ordered the person in charge to open the bottom stopper, and several naked men came over and used the separating screen to quickly separate the gold and silver, and then only the crystal clear bone coins were left in the big tank. The 3 large tanks harvested 1,834 taels of gold, 2,937 taels of silver, and 12,382 bone coins. This is only half of the animal bones, and the rest needs to be cooked again. Boiling animal bones is very lively for a village, and Wakai has gained a little luck, prosperity, and cultural value. The family attributes are accumulated little by little. People were asked to give all the harvest to the housekeeper of Wufu, and Wakai came to Lingtian. At this time, Shu Hua had just finished the class for the students and was taking care of the Ling rice seedlings in the field. Old Shu's life is good, he looks more radiant. Wakai looked at Shu Hua and said, Shu Hua, Level 7 of Qi Practicing Realm. Qualification, B. Physique, 47. Strength, 49. Will, 57. Farmer, Student. Mind Method, Meditation Ju, Zon Level Low Level Mental Method, Dacheng. Martial Skill, Split Air Spear, Intermediate Martial Skill, Shaocheng. Farmer's Heart Method, Shenong 100 Grass Scripture, Tian Level Intermediate Heart Method, Shaocheng. Spells, Gon Lin Shu, Da Cheng Life Promoting Skill, Xiao Cheng Spirit Exploring Skill, Introduction. Loyalty, 99. Shu Hua took the Advanced Qualification Pill Qualification Ascension, a big position, from C Ascension to B, so his realm is still beyond the scope of his aptitude, but it is much better than before, as long as you don't leave Juling Figure Array scope, qualification is not important to him. Shu Hua learned the martial skill and mind technique of the Hua family, and his loyalty reached 99 points. He has all regarded herself as a member of the Hua family, but this splitting gun doesn't know how powerful it can be. Patriarch, all the spiritual rice seedlings are growing very well, and there is no dead seedling. As long as you pass this winter spiritual storage period, this year will definitely be a great harvest. Shu Hua's qualifications are ascension, and his body is unprecedentedly comfortable. The children all have smiles at the corners of their mouths. Well, very good. The elixir you planted is basically alive. Recently, you can practice marksmanship more. From tomorrow morning, come to my main courtyard. Wakai said to Shu Hua. Shu Hua's qualifications are now only B. I don't know how much his realm can ascension after the secret realm trial. It would be best if he could be directly promoted to Shantian. Thank you, Patriarch. The family martial skill Shu Hua dare not slacken. Other than that, as long as someone dares to enter this spirit gathering array, as long as they are not above the Shantian realm, I can still win it. Young people use it. I can only farm for the family. Although he learned the Hua family's splitting air spear and meditation technique, Shu Hua's focus is still on his farming. He can only be regarded as half a Qi training realm in the Hua family at most. The Chinese family that should be given to you will not be stingy, maybe you still have the possibility of being promoted to Shantian. In the future, you will teach more peasant academics. If you have good seedlings, you will communicate with your family. The number of wild beasts outside the village has increased sharply in the past few days. You have to do the outer city wall as planned to be breakthrough. Wakai reminded. In the unlikely event that Wahiabao was broken through the outer city wall by wild beasts, everyone would shrink into the original inner wall. Huakai always had a hunch that this winter might not be as easy as imagined. Shu Hua said that he would come to the main courtyard tomorrow, and Huakai inspected Lingtian and left. After the family's prosperity rose to 650 points, ascension speed began to slow down again, and the family's combat power ascension was a slow process. Huakai was considering how to complement the other 4 attributes of the family. Agriculture and animal husbandry can only be put aside first. It is not easy to expand the scale of planting and breeding during the winter rest period, and only culture and commerce are left. Business needs trade, and there is no way to talk about Chinese trade in winter. The final foothold can only be in the culture of Ascension Village. Wakai found Yu Jun and asked him to copy all the existing books in the village and print them into a book in a printing workshop. Many of these classics are not complete, but they are also useful for reference. It is not so easy to want a complete book. You need to go to major academies and academies to copy. Knowledge of this world is precious. Seeing the villagers' love of 3 kingdoms, Wakai feels that a large part of the family culture ascension should come from the promotion of 3 kingdoms. Now Wahiapu talks about the voice of 3 kingdoms all day long. There are actually some people in China these days. Jiabao Tea House began to talk about 3 kingdoms. Although it is not very good, it has also been sought after by many people. Wakai took the novel as the starting point. In the past few days, he was fine at home and wrote some short novels. Although the story is not long, the content is very exciting. He asked Yu Jun to print these short novels into books, and Hua Jiabao immediately there was a novel style, and many students in the school had a keen interest in novelists, and even a few students had already started basic copywriting under the guidance of Yu Jun, which Hua Kai did not expect. When the time came to December 29th, the entire Hua Jiabao began to stand up. Because of the light snow for several days, the wild animal group outside the village has gathered more than 7,000. Every day there are savage beasts. Although the Wahia has been sending people to clean up, but unable to clean up the huge barren beast group, this is not the way to go on. Hua Kai is visiting the village elders in the village with a heavy gift. Tomorrow will be the New Year's Day. The Hua family is fully prepared for the New Year this time. Everything is for quick luck and comprehensive strength of the Ascension family. Suddenly a thick black smoke floated from a distance, and a village outside the city was breached by wild beasts. Hua Kai hurriedly returned to the main courtyard. At this time, the core members of the family including grandfather and fifth uncle arrived. It seems that it is the direction of the Chen family. This year it is the letter they reported to us so that we can eliminate the Huchuo mountain bandits. Do we have to send someone to rescue this time? Hua Xing asked out loud when he saw Hua Kai's arrival. The rescue must be rescued, but the outside of our village is getting more and more dangerous. Today, many wild animals have torn each other to death. I believe they won't be able to help it after a long time. This time we will only send a team. 5. Uncle, you lead the team with Yu and bring the elite team with you. You also bring these medicine pills to prevent unexpected needs. Hua Kai said to Wushu Hua Zichen. Uncle Wu took 130 members of the village protection team to Chenjiakyun. This time they brought more than 20 pneumatic masters. Now the number of Wahia pneumatics has exceeded 30. This has to make people sigh the speed of Wahia's strength ascension. All this is due to the ascension and the family secret realm space of everyone's qualifications, coupled with Huakai's continuous supply of medicine pill, Wahiapu's strength can get such a huge ascension. Shortly after Uncle Wu left, wolf smoke rose in the direction of Wan's family. At this time, the Hua family was unable to save it again, but grandfather Hua Xing still insisted on taking action. After thinking about it, Hua Kai could only agree. After all, the 8 major villages outside the city with anger, Grandpa could still enter the family secret realm space to escape when he was in danger, so he let Grandpa ride to Wanjia by himself. The entire Wahiabao was trapped in a tense atmosphere at this time. The fear of the wild beasts has penetrated into everyone's mind since childhood. Watching the wild beasts appear outside Wahiabao, the Wahia has no strength at this time to go out to clean up. When these wild beasts have gathered enough for the Hua family to defend against the next wave, it may be safe today. Let them organize an attack too early, and it is likely that they will have to defend against another wave in the next year. Waiting until it was dark, the Wahiapu outer desolate beast group did not attack, which relieved everyone a lot. Uncle Wu came back with the second team of protecting the village. This time all the family lost 2 people and finally helped the Chen family drive the desolate beast out of the village. Therefore, the Chen family's loss was not small. The second child of the Chen family was killed in battle. The main combat strength of the Chen family was lost a little. Wanjia is here, Hua Zichen said to the Wahia when he came back. If you want to come to Wanjia to survive this crisis, you won't have most of the problems. But Hua Kai waited until midnight and didn't see his grandfather return. If he didn't sense that his grandfather was okay, he would send someone to Wanjia to check. At noon on December 30th, Grandpa came home alone. Wan Jia encountered an intermediate brute this time. Hua Xing and Li family masters killed all night, and then they killed the barren beasts. Wan Jia and Li, the loss of the family is not small. Originally it was New Year's Eve, but the wild animal group outside the village disrupted the Hua family's plan. The village elder could only stop after half of the visit. Hua Kai came to the village wall and saw the dense group of wild animal groups below, showing a heavy weight that is hard to conceal. In order to prevent the barren beasts from expanding, Hua Kai discussed with everyone in Wahiabao not to clean up the barbarians outside the city, but in just one day, 3 barbarians came out of the village at once, and one of them reached 5 rank, belongs to the intermediate brutal beast. In the evening, the entire Wahiabao has entered a state of combat readiness, and all workshop areas have been suspended. Everyone took up weapons to prepare to defend against the offensives of the wild beasts. Ready to support at any time, and the other team is also on standby at any time, ready for the next attack. On the first day of the first lunar month, when Huakai came to the city wall again, he saw that the barren animal group outside the village had begun to slowly approach Wahiabao. One night, there were 4 more savage beasts outside Wahiabao, and the entire group of wild beasts. The number is close to 10,000, and the barren beast group has begun to be in a state of violent hunger, and everyone is waiting for it. On the second day of the first lunar month, when Wakai came to the city wall again, many wild beasts could not help but start tentative attacks. Some wild beasts commanded the wild beasts to start looking for breakthrough points along the wall. For these scattered wild beasts, everyone in the Wa family tried their best to kill. The entire village school has been closed, and the business district has also begun to become depressed. Wakai saw that the number of barbarians outside the village had exceeded 10, and the army of nearly 10,000 desolate beasts began to slowly approach the city wall. He felt relieved when he saw this place. 20%. Chapter 116. Finally, when the desolate beasts began to attack the city, everyone took their weapons and hid behind the city wall. For the desolate beasts outside the city, this 6-meter wall was a gap of death. Was killed by a long spear thrust, but the barren beasts didn't care about this, they still leaned forward to the city wall. At this time, the Wa family did not take action at this time. The guards of the Wa family on the city wall did not leak. It should not be too simple to kill these wild beasts in the pneumatic state. After killing for more than 2 hours, the wild beast group has not seen any traces of retreat. The Wa family can only send the second team up to change defense, the third team prepares, and the first team goes down to rest. Wa Kai is now on the 8th floor of the Kaiyuan realm. He has the purple golden ice silkworm armor, and the general barren beast is not a big threat to him. The morale of the villagers was greatly boosted. Captain Shui Pan, there is a flying barren beast coming in, stop it. A high-level barren beast crossed the Wahia bow and arrow defense array. Hua Zichen hurriedly let Shui Pan take action. Compared with other people in China, he has been appointed as the captain of a special team of 30 people, specially for emergency use. I saw Shui Pan's longbow full, and a feathered arrow flew into the high-level desolate beast. The desolate beast fell from the sky as soon as it crossed the city wall. The savage beast moved, everyone is ready. The third team quickly went up to the city wall. At this time, the second Zhuang had just killed a high-level barren beast that rushed up the city wall, and he saw the savage beast outside the city quickly approaching the city wall. The critical moment had arrived. Huakai knew that his presence on the wall would affect everyone's performance. After he got off the wall, he organized ordinary villagers to gather. If the village guard team missed the beasts to come in, it would be time for more than 600 ordinary villagers to act. In winter, all males can't escape the fate of fighting against the desert, and even some women are ready at this time, waiting for the wild beasts to enter the village and fight together. Wa Kai saw an intermediate brutal beast just approaching the city wall. Wushu Hua Zichen rushed up, and before it fell to the ground silver spear a white light flashed. The intermediate brutal beast was killed before it boarded the city wall. Others around the pressure on the members of the village protection team suddenly weakened. Intermediate brutal beasts are equivalent to the human being's aura. Hua Zichen can kill the same realm brutal beasts in one move, which gives everyone a strong confidence. Wa Kai waited anxiously under the city wall. The village protection team had already gone to both sides of the city wall at this time. Although the east and west sides of Wahiapu were not conducive to the offensive of the desolate beasts. But there are still these wild beasts who are good at climbing, choose to break through from here, but too few numbers pose too much threat to Wahiapu. The battle continued for another 2 hours. The village protection team had begun to suffer casualties. At first, everyone could only choose to put some low-level beasts to defend against the high-level and above. The ordinary villagers of Wahiapu were all surrounded by the city wall at this time, and they saw that there was a shortage. When the beast comes in, it steps forward to besiege. Huakai hunted down the low-level wild beasts that entered the village while looking at the top of the city wall. Although the form looked tense, all the village guards firmly held their own position. More than 4,000 wild beasts died on the city wall in one morning. 10 within meters, it seemed that the barren beasts would have to give up as long as they persisted for a while. Suddenly Wa Kai saw his grandpa jump out of the city wall with Wushu, Yu Jun, and Wufu Butler, and went to the village to kill. Unknowingly, Zonghua Jiabao had killed more than 10 brutal beasts, and only the last intermediate brutal beast seemed to be left. With the intention of fleeing, the Hua family's Qi Lian realm left the city wall and chased the intermediate brutal beast. Unsurprisingly, the last savage beast was killed 10 minutes later. All the beasts fled when they saw this place. The gate of Wahiabao opened wide, and all the villagers chased outside the village, some guarding the village. The team members even jumped off the 6-meter-high city wall, and the battle was so victorious. There were cheers from the village, and all the women and children took to the street. They held weapons and saw the undead beasts and killed them. This time is the best time to exercise the courage and will of all children. Huakai organized the villagers to collect all the corpses of the desolate beasts. The village protection team drove all the beasts out of the village 2 miles away and returned to the village. At the end of the battle, fewer than 10 people were killed in Wahiapu, and most of them belonged to the village guards. All the villagers in Wahiapu have organized a celebration spontaneously and can finally celebrate the new year with peace of mind. When the village protection team came back, someone would deal with the corpses of these wild beasts. Wakai came to the spiritual field and developed the spiritual rice seedlings in the spiritual field without any damage. He couldn't help but feel proud of his family's strength. The first key to survival in this world, now that the Wa family can survive the crisis of the beast siege so easily, the family will become more and more prosperous. Calculate the credit to distribute the wild beast meat. Huakai paid more than 200 money to the families of the killed and injured members, and then visited all the remaining village elders, and the time had come tonight. Dozens of bonfires have risen in the martial arts ground, illuminating the entire sky. The members of the village guards have set up a barbecue, and the Wa family will hold a grand bonfire party tonight. All the exquisite food was put on the table, and an altar of freshly brewed wine was brought up, and all the villagers in Wahiapu looked happy. Wakai quietly watched the family luck value rise by more than 200 points in one day, and the family prosperity and cultural value were also ascension, and a smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. With the continuous ascension of the Wa family's combat power, it has now reached 548 points through the breakthrough 500 mark, and the comprehensive strength of the Wa family has reached 1826 points. The last place in the family list has a loyalty value of 78 points, and it is getting closer and closer to completing the main task 4. NS. When all the food is cooked and the wine is poured, Wahiapu will be enveloped in a strong fragrance. Wakai came to the half-dried spirit cow and personally cut slices of dried spirit beef with a silver knife and put them in front of his grandfather, grandma, mother and more than a dozen village elders. This dried spirit cow helps the body to absorb spiritual chi, and it is very beneficial for the elderly and children to eat. Huakai didn't want to sell it anymore. He planned to put the remaining dried spirit cow into the restaurant and make it a signature of Wahiabao restaurant. As long as the meat is well preserved, it won't change its taste after decades. Can get a lot of prosperity. Until the bonfire party is more than half held. Wakai came to the center stage of the martial arts training ground. All the Wahiapu members saw this place and instantly became quiet. Everyone stared at him closely and waited for him to speak. Compared with last year, this year, Wahiapu has a lot of new figures. Although many people sitting here have come to the Chinese house not long ago, the entire Chinese house has become stronger because of you. There are many new villagers who have returned from the grassland. We are all important members of the Wa family. But some girls who have returned from the grassland have been bullied. This is also true. Wakai said that many old villagers could not help but go down here, and those who came back from the grassland were blushing. It turned out that all the owners knew about it. Some of you used to be slaves. After arriving at Wahiapu, many people have reorganized their families. I am very pleased with this. But now there are more than 300 householders or maids in the family. You are the most precious wealth of the Wa family. Today, in the name of my family, I announce that all the 243 patriarchs and 102 maids of the Wa family who came back from the grassland have the right to enjoy the treatment of all the members of the Wa family. He was given the title of Wa family special class family, and he was in the same position as the Wa family's retainers, Han Jinsheng, Wa Yu, Wei Beidu, etc. 21 people including Baiyan, Buhei, Arslan, and Sukbaru are first-class members of the Wa family. 53 people including Barigud, Aladdin and Menon are second-class family members. For example, 152 people such as Batel, Bilge, Morijan, Chechen, etc. are third-level family members. The monthly salary of the first-class family is 1 gold, the monthly salary of the first-class family is 50 silver, the monthly salary of the second-class family is 20 silver, and the monthly salary of the third-class family is 10 silver. Quote. All the slaves who returned from the grassland did not become full members in the end. They were taken without wages in the Wa family. Now that they have their status, they can be regarded as the real members of Wahia Fort. With this beast attack in the city guard battle, I believe that many old villagers have seen the importance of these people. Taking advantage of this opportunity to celebrate, giving them a chance to rectify their names will never be better. 9 maids, including Narain, Saren, and Ao Dang, are first-class maids, and the monthly salary is the same as that of the first-class family. 32 maids including Ao Dang Ryle, Rukchichij, and Kim Yuj are second-class maids. The family members are the same. The 61 maids, including Tana and Haas, are third-class maids, and the monthly salary is the same as that of the third-class maids. Hua Kai said here that everyone knows that it will be more difficult to marry these girls who came back from the grassland. Although Hua Kai did not say that there are special maids, even the third-class maids now have a monthly salary of 10 taels of silver. Would it be easy to fall in love with ordinary people? You must know that 10 taels of silver, even if many families in the Wahia-affiliated village can't make it in a year, and these girls are practicing the Wahia martial skills and mental methods, they are already from the Wahia, and they require their parents to pass through China. Kay agreed. Also, if all Wahiabao family members and maids want to give Wa surnames, they can apply to the housekeeper Wafu, and I will give them names based on your performance. Hearing this, everyone sitting in Wahiabao knew that there would be no more prairie slaves in Wahiabao since today. If he was given the Wa surname, he would be a true member of the Wa family. After the banquet was over, the threat from outside the village no longer existed. Hua Kai asked the village guard team to stay on patrols at night so that everyone else could go home and have a good night's sleep. Lying on the bed, Hua Kai muttered the family secret realm space silently, and instantly he came to the family secret realm. Wahiapu. 9-class family. Prosperity. 652. Power. 539. Agriculture. 198. Animal husbandry. 107. Commercial. 349. Culture. 160. Comprehensive strength. 1951. Allies. Ordos tribe. 4 Seas Chamber of Commerce, Jia family. Capital. 3 purple gold coins, 13,810 taels of gold, 380137 taels of silver, 927,624 pieces of bone coins. Hostile forces. Shen family in Guangxian County, 9th rank. Bu family in Lindsay City, 7th rank. Luck value. 609. Portable space. 3 cubic meters. 20%. Chapter 117. The 6th place of Qi practicing. Wahia. 500 people. Practicing Qi. 5 people. Pneumatic environment. 39 people. Kaiyuan realm. 189 people. Bone refining realm. 204 people. Aura. 63 people. Most of the people in the bone refining realm and aura realm are the maids and teenagers of the Chinese family. When they are still laying the foundation, many people are just getting started with the mind method and martial skill. I believe that in less than 5 years, they will become one by one the backbone of the Chinese family. The family luck value is still 49 points to reach 2,000 points, and there is not much pressure to reach the mission goal after the end of the winter. In addition, all the housekeepers and maids are very good tonight. The loyalty value is very high. Many people have a loyalty value of more than 3 points. The last loyalty value of the 500 people in the Chinese family is still 78 points, but only those who are less than 80 points are loyal. There are 39 people left. In fact, the maids of the Chinese family are not like maids. There are not many people in the Chinese family. They still have to go to school every day. This allows them to spend a lot of free time and often go to the workshop area to help. Ordinary villagers are inferior. Hua Kai's biggest purpose in doing this is actually to let them marry some high-qualified members of the Chinese family, so that they won't waste their A or higher qualifications. In the evening, I entered the Dream View Ideas and remembered some short novels in my mind. In the past few days, he has relied on Big Dream View Ideas to create tens of thousands of characters every day and write more than a dozen novels. Woke up the next day, Hua Kai wrote all the novels he thought up last night on paper and sent them to the printing workshop. The Wahia Workshop District has started to operate normally again today. Only with work can make money. Many Wahiapu villagers cherish such a job. Only when they have money can they buy things in the commercial area. Many people from outside the village cherish it. They are calculating how much money they still have to buy an own courtyard in Wahiapu. Now Wahiapu is not as safe as the county town. It has become a dream for many people to stay in Wahiapu and become a formal villager. When he came to the workshop area, Hua Kai saw that the new carriage had been built. This new carriage could be pulled by 2 or even 4 horses together, and the speed would be faster. Huakai personally got on the carriage and tested the brake system. This carriage has been carefully developed by many people. In many places, more than 3 grades of wood are used, and the cost of the carriage can reach 50 taels. Everything is better than Huakai expected. Huakai let the carriage workshop vigorously produce this kind of carriage. This year, the scale of the Wahia caravan may be even larger. With the new carriage, the Wahia caravan will become stronger and stronger. The weapon shop has accumulated more than 4,000 weapons of Tier 2 and above, of which Tier 4 weapons have more than 200. If these weapons are sent to the Ordos tribe, they will surely help the Ordos tribe gain a large amount of ascension. The Huns have a greater right to speak, so that the Wa family can obtain greater benefits. The coarse salt purification workshop has accumulated more than 2,000 stones of snowflake salt. If they are transported to the 10 tribes of the Hanu country, they will not necessarily be digested. However, Huakai still let the workshop continue to work. Snowflake salt is delivered into the Baoguang glass bottle. The brewery has also accumulated more than 600 cylinders of good wines, and the wine storage room is almost out of storage. Huakai stores all 3 brewed wines in the Baoguang glass bottles, and there are 100 spaces in the Baoguang glass bottles. There are still more than 60 vacant locations. After returning home, Huakai let 10 family members enter the secret realm trial. In the past few days, the family luck value has increased, and the frequency of family members entering the secret realm trial has also increased. Thanks to the overall strength of the family ascension, the natural growth of family luck value is about 50 points every day. After 10 people enter the secret realm one by one, Wakai thinks of Shui Pan and Zhuang. Now the Wa family's aerodynamic realm completes the 2 of Shui Pan and Zhuang, and he happens to have 2 in his hand. Barrier breaking pill. Ask Jia Ding to call the 2. Wakai check the attributes of the 2. Shui Pan. Pneumatic realm 9th floor. Qualification. S. Physique. 42. Strength. 39. Will. 49. Mind method. Shuijia mind method. Zon level low level mental method. Zochin. Martial skill. Archery intermediate archery complete. Loyalty. 97. Second strong. 9th floor of pneumatic environment. Qualification. A. Physique. 39. Strength. 39. Will. 42. Mind method. Meditation tactics. Zon level low level mind method consummation. Martial skill. Split air spear intermediate mysterious spear skill. Loyalty. 100. Second Zhuang's attributes are still much worse than Shui Pan's. Shui Pan's qualifications reach the S-level strength ascension very quickly. How long has it taken to enter the family secret realm 3 times, and it has reached the current level, waiting for his breakthrough to practice aura and add his archery is bound to become another powerful combat force of the Wa family. These are 2 barrier breaking pills, 1 for each of you. After taking it, see if you can break through and enter the Qi training realm. It is the responsibility and pressure of entering the Qi training realm. With the strength of the ascension, the Wa family will definitely be affected. Pay attention, we must speed up the strength ascension, you can take it here. Wa Kai finished the medicine and handed over the medicine pill to them. Pill refining room. The medicinal materials in the pill refining room were unknowingly refined by Huakai in more than 40 furnaces, and more than 200 medicine pills were unknowingly used by Wahia. Today, there are only more than 30 medicine pills in his hand. There are still more than 200 elixirs, but most of them are high-quality pill recipes. High-quality medicine pill Huakai does not plan to refining easily. One reason is that it is not usually used, and the other is that it costs the family luck too much. Now it's most cost-effective to use Qi luck to let family members perform trials. It's not too late to use medicine pill when everyone is unable to ascension. After Shui Pan took medicine pill, the breakthrough reached the Qi training level, but Zhuang only had 2 ascension points, and he did not complete the breakthrough. Wa Kai had another Qi training master. Wa Kai thought that Shui Pan still used an ordinary one. After entering the Qi practicing realm, his longbow was obviously no longer usable, so after the 2 of them left, they entered the weapon shop to check for bows suitable for Shui Pan. Weapon shop. There are more than 40 kinds of bows, and there are 5 kinds of bows that Huakai can refine. Among them, the most eye-catching is the sculpture archer bow, a first-grade treasure weapon that matches Shui Pan. Eagle shooting bow, first treasure weapon. Required forging materials. 40 caddies of meteorite, 10 caddies of Tianmu stone, 1 pair of demonic beasts, 1 tail of purple gold, 10 tail of gold, 10 tail of silver. Family luck value required. 1063 points. This sacred bow used for forging the celestial eye stone and the demonic beast's tendon. Huakai just had it. After the silver moon clay wolf transformed into being killed, the system recognized that the silver moon clay wolf tendon belonged to the demonic beast's tendon. K can forge a treasure weapon. Treasure weapon forging 1000 family luck value started. Now there are only 521 points left in family luck value. Huakai plans to prevent people from entering the will training secret realm trial in the next few days, and save the family luck value. First look at forging a treasure weapon. In the next few days, no wolves rose outside the city of Guangxian. This year's siege of the wild beasts seems to be over. The huge group of wild beasts outside the city of Guangxian has also receded. Huakai focused all his energy on the creation of novels and the loyalty of family members. Ascension got on. Seeing that only the last 13 family members with a loyalty value of 79 points remain, it will not be long before the loyalty of the 500 people list will pass the 80th hurdle. The comprehensive strength of the family has now reached 1992 points, and the 4 missions are almost done. Huakai either tried to find a way to gain more luck in the village every day, or went to the village school to give everyone an ideological education class. Finally, on the 22nd of the first month, the space family luck value finally accumulated 1163 points, which can be refined. Sculpture of the Eagle Bow. In February, Huakai will spend his 14th birthday. He has been in this world for 14 years. The 14-year-old Huakai has reached 1.7 meters in height, but because of too strong willpower and too much physical burden, he appears to be very thin. His cultivation base has been on the 8th floor of Kaiyuan realm without any breakthroughs, but he will practice occasionally. Splitting gun. The volitional attribute is still rising despite Huakai's reluctance. This is the reason why he has written too many novels in the Big Dream View idea recently. Coming out of the family secret realm space, Huakai holds a Shenzhen's treasure bow in his hand. This sculpture archery bow is about 1 meter long and comes with 20 special arrows. Huakai is based on Shui climbing strength was specially built for him. This bow and arrow is more than 30 kilograms in his hand, and I don't know where the weight of so much material has gone. People called Shui Pan to the main courtyard. Huakai handed the family's first treasure weapon to Shui Pan. Shui Pan couldn't remove his eyes when he saw the sculpture of the eagle bow. Shui Pan couldn't draw a full bow. Seeing the opponent's loyalty point finally reached 100 points, Huakai saw that the family's comprehensive strength finally crossed the 2,000 point mark. He didn't expect that the loyalty point that blocked the promotion of the Hua family in the end turned out to be the loyalty point. In the evening, Huakai invited all family members with 79 points of loyalty to the main courtyard. After a meal of condolences and care, many people finally had ascension with their loyalty points. Huakai waited until the system prompted the completion of the main task 4, and he let everyone leave. Back to his room, Huakai closed his eyes to check the main mission. Congratulations to the host for completing the main task of the family, promotion to the 8th rank family. Reward: 1 set of 8 treasure knight armor, 1 dragon horse, 1 pound of spiritual herb seeds. The main task 5 is being automatically generated. Main task 5, promotion to the 7th grade family. Task requirements. 1. The family's comprehensive strength reaches 5,000 points. 2. The number of family members in the Qi training state reaches more than 10 people. 3. All family members are loyal to more than 90 points. 4. There is a family industry that has reached the state level. Task reward: wind and fire futon, a fan, it should be a fan, a set of Kongming fist, and a Keeling pill. Fengwo futon. Comes with a small gathering of spirits. Sitting on the futon will increase your comprehension by a big rank, and you can understand the will of Fengwo. Kongming boxing. Yellow level, low level fist technique. Qing Ling pill. 7 level Ling pill. Function: turn on spirit beast spiritual sense, ascension spirit beast qualification, greatly ascension spirit beast cultivation speed. Quote: the 4th mission of the main line is relatively simple, and the difficulty of the mission 5 of the main line has increased too much. None of the 4 mission objectives is simple. It seems that becoming a 7th grade family is not that simple. #L plus F equals. Huakai determined to extract the task rewards. A mighty silver white heavy armor appeared in front of them, and then a tall horse appeared in his bedroom. Before Huakai could react, Tianlongju made a neighing sound. The sound was like a horse, like an eagle. This sky horse then began to go crazy. No, this sky horse didn't recognize the Lord. Huakai just thought of it. 21%. Chapter 118 Tianlongju in 8 Treasure Knight Armor. All the families in the main courtyard of the Hua family heard a special neighing sound from the main house, and then the door of the main house was knocked open. When they ran out of the own room, they saw a horse of Shenzhen rushing out of the main house. Behind it was Hua Kai's shout, "Enclose it, don't let it escape." The Tianlongju who did not recognize the Lord was like a panicked child. It saw someone stepping up to be surrounded and running around in the yard in fright. Hundreds of people in the entire main yard did not stop it. At this time, Hua Xing and Hua Zichen and others also came. "Don't move, don't scare it." Hua Kai saw Tianlongju standing nervously in the corner like a poor child. Its eyes looked around as if to observe who it could rely on. Make sure that no one is chasing him, and then he slowly calms down. Hua Kai knew that as long as he slowly approached now and was the first to establish a spiritual contract with Tianlongju, he would have a mount capable of practicing aura, but seeing the other members of the family on the side, Hua Kai stopped owning pace. "Uncle Wu, this horse is called Tianlongju. It is a rare horse. Now you slowly approach it. As long as you establish a spiritual relationship with it, he will recognize you as the master." Hua Kai said to Wushu on the side. "Arrive. Kaier, come on. You are the master of the patron. This magical horse is still suitable for you to recognize the Lord." Although Hua Zichen looked at Tianlongju with his eyes unable to move, he still said to Hua Kai, "I'm only 14 years old now, and I won't be able to play much role with the god horse. You are the strongest in the family now, and the god horse has the greatest effect on the family. Come on," Hua Kai said. "Fifth, don't refuse. Kaier asks you to accept it and accept it. I heard that Shenzhou has many characteristics, please try what its characteristics are." Hua Xing said at this time. Hua Xing's eyes have been staring at Tianlongju, but he already has flames. Shenzhou can only be perfectly matched with Shantian level masters. Hua Zichen is now the closest to Shantian level. Hearing this, Hua Zichen was no longer polite. He slowly approached Tianlongju with a gentle look in his eyes. Then Tianlongju didn't resist seeing him coming, and gradually Hua Kai saw Wushu's hand touched Tianlongju's head. Tianlongju stopped there motionless. Slowly its tail began to sway slowly, and slowly responded to Hua Zichen's touch with his head. Hua Kai knew that Tianlongju had succeeded in recognizing the Lord. Tianlongju. Tier 5 Spirit Beast Mount. Strength. 52. Agility. 46. Intelligence. 42. Talent. Follow the Wind. Spirit Power Sharing. Damage Sharing. Dragon Roar. Heavenly Sacrifice. Follow the Wind. Running in the wind speeds up. Spirit Power Consumption decreases. Spirit Power Sharing. Tianlongju can share spiritual chi with the owner. Damage Sharing. Tianlongju can share the damage for the master. Sky Roar. Roar in the sky, shocking the soul of the mount below the fairy beast. Tianji. Sacrifice own life. Let the master's strength in the next 3 hours ascension a big realm. Supplement the master's whole body spiritual chi, lasting 3 hours. Owner. Hua Zichen. Loyalty. 20. Shenzhou recognizes the Lord. This is a thing to celebrate, but this is the evening that the main courtyard has alarmed many people. Hua Kai asked Wushu to quickly lead Tianlongju away. This Tianlongju is not just a god horse. It is a true spirit beast, and its intelligence is not weaker than ordinary children. After acknowledging the Lord with Hua Zichen, it instantly became obedient. Everyone left Hua Kai and looked at his chaotic house. It was impossible to live in this room tonight. The next morning, Hua Kai started to send his family members into the secret realm trial again. This is the third time for Shu Hua to enter the secret realm. This time, he only had the Shaocheng split air spear. He only gained 3 strength points, and finally his strength reached 50 points. As a result, Shu Hua's attributes became Shu Hua, 9th floor of Qi practicing realm. Qualification, B. Physique, 49. Strength, 50. Will, 57. Farmer, student. Family mind. Meditation Ju, Zon level low level mind, Dacheng. Martial skill. Split air spear intermediate mysterious spear skill, Shaocheng. Farmer's heart method. Shenong 100 grass scripture Tian level intermediate heart method, Shaocheng. Spells. Gon Lin Shu, Dacheng life promoting skill, Shaocheng spirit exploring skill, introduction. Loyalty. 99. Shu Hua was the first person in the Hua family to enter the realm of Zochen. Although his B qualification has been incredible by now, who knows whether he can still be magical. The first thing Hua Kai thought of was to take Bao Barrier Pill to enter Shantian. He asked Shu Hua to wait outside the house, and then went back to the bedroom to enter the pill refining room. A furnace of pill refining pills successfully refined 4 pieces and took out 1. Once she got out of the room, she was convinced by Shu Hua. It's a pity that Shu Hua's Baozhan pill does not have a breakthrough like Erzhuang after taking it. The more low-qualified people are, the more difficult it will be to break through. Although Huakai had expected it, he still regrets that 1 Baozhan pill failed. It will take at least 1 month before you can continue taking it. You come to me tomorrow morning. Whether you can break through Shantian depends on your good fortune. You are now the tallest person in the Wahiabao realm, and the family has to rely on you to rise up in danger. Huakai told Shu Hua, speaking of this, Patriarch, you know that I don't know how to fight. I learned the family martial skill to protect my life. If there is a strong enemy in the family, I can deal with 1 or 2 as long as I enter the spirit gathering array. I leave the array. It can only consume a short time and aerodynamic environment. Shu Hua said embarrassingly. Hee, I see you in a hurry. I occasionally get some forage seeds, and I need enough spiritual qi to grow out. I don't know if we can grow them in the spiritual field. Hua Kai said as he took out the spiritual herb seeds. Shu Hua only took them. I took a look in my hand and then put it down. This should be the seeds of alfalfa spiritual herbs. The alfalfa spiritual herbs are suitable for cultivating advanced war horses, and many big families rely on it to breed horses. However, although this alfalfa spiritual herbs are the 3rd-rank spiritual herbs, they need sufficient spiritual qi only locals can grow, but they can only feed livestock, and the general family grows very few. Shu Hua said. Then can we grow it in the spirit field? Hua Kai asked. It should be able to grow. If we say that spiritual qi is 7 times that of ordinary spiritual qi. Although this alfalfa spiritual herbs are 3rd-rank spiritual herbs, their growth and reproduction speed is very fast. You only need to get them. After a few seeds are planted, it will automatically multiply and expand. Shu Hua said to Hua Kai. When he came to the spiritual field, Hua Kai put half of the spiritual herb seeds of alfalfa in the 10 spiritual fields on the edge of the martial arts field, about 10 acres, and then he asked him to pour all the spiritual herb seeds on the alfalfa. Spirit liquid. Shu Hua ordered an apprentice to pay special attention to the changes in the seeds of spiritual herbs, and Hua Kai left. When Huakai came to the stable, he saw the 5th uncle Hua Zichen wiping Tianlongju happily. Then Tianlongju looked at the surrounding horses proudly with a face of enjoyment, and seemed unwilling to join them. No man doesn't like good horses. Moreover, it is a spirit beast of the god horse level. Hua Zichen looked at Tianlongju's pure white body and nodded in satisfaction. Uncle Wu, how is it? Hua Kai asked with a smile when he saw Hua Zichen. Good horse. This is the first time I have encountered a good horse of this quality. Now it can understand my simple language and movements. It is so smart, Hua Zichen said and went to stroke Tianlongju's neck. This is a spirit beast mount. It has 5 talent skills. Hua Kai told Hua Zichen all the 5 talent skills of Tianlongju, but Hua Zichen stroked his face with a heavy face. Sky horse's mane. I won't let it use the 5th talent. It has already followed me and will be my life partner. Hua Zichen has been completely conquered by Tianlongju. One more thing, Wu Shu, come with me to the main house. Hua Kai went home and took out the 8 treasure knight armor from his portable space and handed it to Uncle Wu. This Babao knight armor has a weight of at least 200 kilograms. It is not easy for an ordinary BMW to carry a weight of more than 400 kilograms, and only Shenju can do it. Hua Kai told Hua Zichen how to use the 8 treasure knight armor. Hua Zichen's boss stared when he heard it. I have heard of many famous treasure armors, which are nothing compared to 8 treasure knight armor. I already have Tianlongju. Kyer, you should put it away and wait for you to grow up before you recognize the Lord. Hua Zichen said and pushed the Baboy Mingjiao back. Uncle Wu, do you want me to wear heavy armor on the battlefield? Besides, the weight of this heavy armor is generally uncontrollable by a BMW. You really can only use it. Hua Kai said. When Hua Zichen heard this, he took the 8 treasure knight armor. He burned his spiritual imprint on the spirit armor, and then put the armor on his body. Without the cord buckle, the spirit armor contracted automatically, and Hua Zichen quickly surrounded by it. From the outside, he seemed to be just wearing a thin leather armor. This armor fits really well. After being charged with true qi, it becomes almost weightless. I have never heard of such a magical armor. The 8 functions of this armor are amazing. One battle, Hua Zichen said excitedly. Kai saw Wushu put on 8 treasure knight armor, a handsome and unrestrained aura spontaneously emerged. This spirit armor can ascension combat power and defense power, not to mention, this appearance is really good. Thinking of this, Kai couldn't help but think of Princess Jila of the Kingdom of Lu. Wushu and Princess Jila were in love, but because of their identities, they could only be separated temporarily. He wondered if Wushu would one day ride Tianlongju, hold silver spear, and wear Babao Knight name armor to appear in front of Monarch Lu, whether Monarch Lu would marry his daughter. Kai didn't expect that all the rewards of the main mission 4 were finally collected by Wushu, but Wushu has this outfit. Not to mention defeating Shantian, it shouldn't be a problem to rely on armor defense for hundreds of rounds. Kai checked the family's combat power again, and the system score suddenly reached 65 ascension points. The value of this piece of equipment was actually more than the combat power score of 2 training auras. 21%. Chapter 119 Spiritual Chi Impact 1. On the 24th of the first lunar month, there were about 1,000 wild beasts gathered outside Wahiabao. Now there is only more than half a month left before the arrival of spring. This year's wild beasts defending the city is probably over. In the morning, Shu Hua had a trial in the will training secret realm, adding 5 points of willpower in total. After the willpower increased to 59 points, it did not increase anymore. Shu Hua's physique and vigor value both increased by 3 points. As a result, Shu Hua has 52 points of physique, 53 points of vigor, and 59 points of willpower. All his attributes have surpassed the Qi training realm, and realm is still on the 9th floor of the Qi training realm. Seeing here, Kai finally realized the importance of qualifications. If there were no accidents, it would be difficult for Shu Hua to enter the Shantian realm in this life. After the 10 family members have finished the trial, Kai saw that the family's combat power only increased a little. The more the family's combat power became more difficult to ascension, he exited the family secret realm space and Kai was planning to go to the martial arts field. This time is also the time for morning exercises. At this time, suddenly there was a roar from the sky. The blue sky that had been clear and clear all of a sudden became dark and clouded. The sky darkened suddenly, and the black dark clouds were very low. Kai went out of the house in horror and came to the courtyard. It seemed that there was a heavy rain coming, but the rain was coming too without warning. It was only 2 minutes that the entire sky was completely dark. Kai stood in the yard and could not see his fingers. He wondered if it was a solar eclipse. But the solar eclipse is not so fast. In the dark zone, Kai saw many people in the main courtyard with torches. The thunder in the sky made everyone unable to hear the other sounds around. The whole world seemed to be entering the end of the day. Kai saw Grandpa coming with a torch at this time, and he came to Kai to see how he was doing the first time. Kai retired to the main house, comforted the maid and lit the oil lamp, and the house lighted up slightly. Grandpa, the sky suddenly turned black, what's the matter? Kai returned to the house and closed the doors and windows before talking to Grandpa. I have never encountered such a thing, maybe something we can't imagine caused the world to change. I heard that the sages of the philosophers can change the celestial phenomenon in one word, and the power of the Lord behind the big countries is even more important. We can't imagine. Xing looked at the door sadly and said to Kai, I don't think it's necessarily true. On this day, it's dark suddenly, and it doesn't give people any time to react. Even if those great powers have the means to disturb the celestial phenomenon, it is impossible to do so. Perhaps there is a problem with this world itself. Kai thought for a while and said. As he was talking, Kai felt a huge spiritual chi rushing in from the crack of the door. He hurriedly opened the door of the room and saw it raining in the courtyard. The heaven and earth spiritual chi was suddenly enlarged by more than 10 times in this heavy rain. Everyone in the Hua family also came out of the room at this time, feeling the sufficient spiritual chi. Kai caught the raindrops from the sky with his hands, and put it in his mouth to feel that the proportion of the spiritual liquid in the rain was at least 30%. Spirit liquid under the sky. As he was thinking about it, Kai suddenly felt a burst of clarity in his mind. Many things that could only be thought in the big dream view idea became very clear at this moment, and he felt that he suddenly became very close to the whole world. This feeling made him intoxicated. Everyone in Wahiapu began to quiet down at this moment. Even the horses in the stables and the cattle in the cowsheds enjoyed this special integration with the heaven and the earth. Apart from the thunder of the whole world, all creatures at this moment it was silent. After an unknown period of time, Kai's spirits shook. He found that the dark clouds in the sky were dissipating. With just a few breaths, all the thunder and dark clouds were gone. Only the majestic spiritual chi was slowly dissipating. Hua Kai found himself at this moment. The 3 attributes totaled 4 points, and he suddenly reached the 9th floor of Kaiyuan realm. This may be the legendary spirit power impact. I have heard people say that there was a spiritual rain in the sky 500 years ago, and the whole world of spiritual chi exploded. The sky is endless spiritual. Chi rushed down and benefited the whole world's creatures infinitely. Before this spiritual chi has dissipated, let's absorb it for a while. Hua Xing said suddenly. Hua Kai also thought of some documentary records at this time. Spiritual chi shocked the whole world. Spiritual chi exploded. Many creatures will gain ascension at this moment. The last recorded spiritual chi shock seems to last for about 3 minutes, and this if it lasts for more than 10 minutes, the impact will definitely be greater. Hua Xing sat on the ground and began to absorb the spiritual chi in the air. Hua Kai saw that he had been promoted to the 9th floor of the Kaiyuan realm and did not dare to cultivation. He walked to the courtyard and saw everyone sitting on the ground trying to absorb the spiritual chi from heaven and earth. Some of the weeds are growing at a speed visible to the eye, and in a short while they grow to half a person's height. Those who come are fast and go. Within a few minutes, the spiritual chi in the Haodian ground quickly receded, and the sun hung high in the sky as usual. Everyone woke up from cultivation. Everyone looked at the changes around them and didn't understand what had just happened. Yu Jun lived in the main courtyard. He saw Hua Kai walking by the door of the main courtyard. At this time, all the core members of the Hua family, including Hua Zili and Hua Ziji, came, and they all came to the main courtyard living room together. This should be spiritual chi shock. The world's spirit power exploded, and it does no harm to all the creatures being nourished. When I was in Jixia Academy, I read the literature of spiritual chi shock 500 years ago. At that time, the 7 first-rank families, most of them grew up from that time. Hua Zichen spoke first. I have sent people to appease the villagers, and the warehouse, Lingtian, and workshop areas have all been deployed. Hua Ziji, as the family manager, said to everyone. It's fine if it's okay. Now the spiritual chi outside has recovered to the previous level. This winter has not passed, and the weeds have overgrown the entire yard. Let's send someone to weeding the weeds. What should everyone do and continue to do? Sister-in-law, did you break through? Hua Kai said in surprise when he saw that Wazawan had entered the first floor of the Qi Lian realm. Wazawan was not the only one, but the second Zhuang didn't make a breakthrough the last time he took Bao Zidan. This time he also made a breakthrough to the Qi training level. The number of masters in the Hua family has reached 8. Hua Kai carefully checked the attributes of everyone sitting there, and found no one with breakthrough. It seems that not everyone can benefit from this spiritual Qi shock. Several people were chatting in the main house. Suddenly they heard someone shouting that the wild beast was attacking the city. Everyone quickly walked out of the main courtyard and saw that all the village guards were already wearing armor while running towards the village wall. There was a wave of killing shouts, and there was already a barren beast breakthrough defense entering the village. Hua Kai walked out of Wahiapu's inner village wall and saw villagers fighting with the beasts that broke into the city wall with weapons. The members of the village protection team on the city wall were obviously no longer supported, but they persisted. Suddenly one of the village protection members was caught by a senior. The barren beast fell, and several other barren beasts jumped up from outside the village, and the village guards were killed instantly. Everyone did not expect that the barren beasts would attack at this time. There are thousands of barren beasts outside the village. It stands to reason that they will leave without seeing the hope of breaking the Wahia fort in a few days. There were only dozens of villagers, and by the time Hua Zichen and others arrived, more than 20 people were killed or injured. Here is a brutal beast. A member of the village protection team saw the main force of the family coming up and shouted. He was aerodynamically and ignoring the attacks of the surrounding beasts. He faced the brutal beast with a strenuous blow. The brutal beast was blocked from climbing and fell down. The members of the protectable village were also injured by a few wild beasts, and the personnel who came up hurriedly drove these wild beasts off the city wall. Regardless of the battle on the city wall, Hua Kai is still not the main force of the family battle at his current age. He holds a tier 4 spear and hunts down the wild beasts that have fled into the village. He shouts when he sees brutal beasts. Naturally there will be aerodynamics. Above the environment. It seems that because all the members of Wahiabao provided timely support, the defense on the city wall slowly stabilized, and the wild beasts that broke into the city wall were killed one by one, and Wahiabao would soon settle down. Be careful, there are high-level brutal beasts. Suddenly Hua Zichen yelled. He was hit by a sable-like brutal beast down the city wall. At the location inside the city wall, the arrow directly penetrated the spiritual qi defense on the sable's body, penetrating its body. At this time, Zhuang and Yu Jun were the closest to the sable, and hurriedly jumped down from the wall to kill the injured sable. This sable was obviously badly injured by shooting the eagle arrow, and soon died under the siege of the two. The battle on the city wall continued. Hua Kai saw more than 20 brutal beasts breaking through the city wall. They were all besieged and killed by the Hua family. Uncle San, you go to the village to organize everyone to participate in the battle. You must guard the inner city wall from being broken, and let all children enter the inner city wall to escape. Hua Kai saw Sanshu Hua Ziji, who was fighting with a high-level wild beast, yelled to him. Hua Ziji hurried to the rear when he heard it. He organized all the children under the age of 16 to return to the inner village. If the outer city wall is broken, the inner city will become another barrier for them. Kill. Hua Kai heard a fierce scream of killing on the city wall. Hua Zichen killed another middle-level brute. Before he could slow down, another low-level brute came from his defensive position. Everyone in Jiabao has killed more than 20 savage beasts. Wait for a while, I'll come soon. Hua Zichen killed this junior brutal beast, and wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth. He had been injured just now when he dealt with Sable. Leaping down from the city wall, Hua Zichen ran towards the village. Although everyone did not understand his approach, no one thought that Hua Zichen was going to escape. Hua Kai watched Wushu jump directly onto the inner city wall and ran to his yard. Hua Zawan saw that wild beasts were constantly breaking through from Hua Zichen's position just now, and he quickly made up for it. Although the number of beasts attacking the city this time is not large, but the strength is several grades than the previous ascension, the Wahia's defensive pressure is more than 10 times greater. Roar. With another beast roar, Hua Kai saw a wolf-like tiger attacking the city wall. Many of the Hua family's Qi training realms saw all rushing over here. If it were allowed to enter the village, the entire village would lose a lot. NS. It's a high-level brutal beast, be careful, everyone. Hua Xingmingyu spear can only break the defense a little, and the strength of this high-level brutal beast has reached a level close to that of demonic beasts. Hua Xing was injured by this high-level brutal beast, and thanks to the timely help from other aura training realms, he lost his life. 21%. Chapter 120 Spiritual Qi Impact 2. The high-level brutal beast rushed to the wall, and the surrounding air training realm and even some aerodynamic realm late stage all swarmed up, and they wanted to intercept this behemoth. But how can this high-level brutal beast be so easy to deal with? Shui Pan shooting the divine eagle bow pulled the bow to the most open, shooting the eagle arrow a shadow flew towards the behemoth in an instant, and a strong burst sounded. The beast was only injured in its front paws, but the more ferocious it was, it scratched several village guards in a blink of an eye. Grandpa, you and Yu Jun hold it in check, and don't let other brutal beasts enter the village. Hua Kai saw that another brutal beast stepped onto the city wall and hurriedly shouted. Everyone also found that this high-level brutal beast was invincible, and no one except Hua Zichen could cause fatal damage to it. Except for Hua Xing and Yu Jun, everyone else quickly left its attack range. The behemoth saw that his pressure was relieved and turned his head and jumped into the village. All ordinary villagers hurried away when they saw this place. If they encounter the strength below the late stage of the pneumatic stage, they will die. This high-level brutal beast is not something they can deal with. It's going to the Lingtian. Let it go, Shu Hua. Hua Kai saw this giant beast running towards the Lingtian, perhaps because of the strong spirit power of the Lingtian that attracted it. In general, only places with sufficient spiritual qi in mountains and forests can grow spiritual things, and wild beasts are the most sensitive to these. Calling Shu Hua as Hua Kai. He saw Shu Hua on the edge of the Lingtian. He saw that the village wall was about to be broken. He was planning to come out to support him. Seeing this giant beast running towards the Lingtian, he hurried back. Run. The Lingtian was only 100 meters away from the city wall. Some villagers on the road couldn't escape and died at the feet of the giant beast. Hua Kai hurriedly chased it and saw that the giant beast had approached the Lingtian area. Shu Hua held a tier 4 spear. The opponent stabbed. Time seemed to stop. Shu Hua's face was red in the eyes of the giant beast in the spear thrust. The giant beast roared, but it felt like it was soaked in glue and unable to move. The 4th rank spear suddenly turned into powder. Shu Hua flew out, spitting out several mouthfuls. Blood. This attack obviously caused a lot of damage to the giant beast. Hua Xing and Yu Jun caught up at this time and entangled the giant beast to get Shu Hua out of the battlefield. Shu Hua, you can control it with your heart and leave the rest to others. Hua Kai shouted, looking at the injured Shu Hua. Shu Hua left the circle of war when she heard this, standing in the distance to control the actions of this behemoth. With Shu Hua's assistance, Hua Xing and Yu Jun reluctantly controlled this high-level brute beast. They caused a lot of damage to each other from time to time, but they were unable to kill it for a long time. At this time, the city gate of Wahiabao's inner village suddenly opened. Hua Zichen rode on a Tianlongju in 8 treasure knight armor from a distance. All the wild beasts on the road did not have the enemy of his attack. The momentum makes everyone look at it. When Hua Kai saw his 5th uncle Hua Zichen finally coming back, a smile appeared on his face. In the spiritual field, Shu Hua was obviously about to lose control of this behemoth, and Grandpa and Yu Jun would be unable to withstand it if Wushu did not come. The high-level tiger beast also seemed to feel the danger coming. It roared and turned to look at Hua Zichen, who was rushing forward, and was about to escape from the Lingtian area regardless of the entanglement between Hua Xing and Yu Jun. Get out of the way. Hua Zichen's voice came, and he saw a milky white light flashing from his silver bright gun. The spearhead suddenly broke through the spiritual chi defense of the giant beast, and the spear went straight into the opponent's forehead with the momentum of the god descending. The spearhead seemed to pass through its brain without any hindrance, instantly killing the giant beast. I was a little relieved when I saw this place. Such a powerful beast, Hua Zichen, could be killed easily. No one would have thought that this was the blessing effect of 8 treasure knight name armor and Tianlongju. Hua Zichen saw that this high-level savage beast was dead, and went to support the city wall. The number of barren beasts entering outside the city became less and less. Hua Zichen rode on Tianlong horse and put on 8 treasure knight name armor, and his strength suddenly increased several times. Many Wahia guards on the city wall were almost exhausted at this time. A middle-level brutal beast suddenly took 2 low-level brutal beasts over the Wahia village guard team's defense and boarded the city wall all at once. Let them come and give it to me. Hua Zichen yelled when he saw it. When other people saw this place, they began to concentrate on dealing with the wild beasts that were still ascending the city. Hua Zichen watched these 3 wild beasts jump off the city wall and horseback to kill them. A low sound like a horse came from the mouth of Tianlongju under Hua Zichen's crotch. The sound was not very loud, but it was clearly transmitted to the ears of everyone in Wahiapu. The 3 wild beasts that had just jumped off the city wall and more than a dozen barren beasts trembled and fell to the ground suddenly, unable to stand up for a while. Hua Zichen rushed to stab the middle-level brute beast to death quickly. Tianlongju stepped on the head of a lower-level brute beast, and directly transformed the head of the other side, and in a short while, all 3 brutal beasts died. All the surrounding villagers swarmed, and all the remaining desolate beasts were solved. Hua Zichen has become another line of defense behind the city wall. He never seems to know that he is tired. As long as there is a big beast breakthrough, he will step forward and kill. Some villagers in the inner village of Wahiapu saw the outer village wall blocking the attack, all came out with weapons to support, and then the wild beasts of the outer village were killed continuously. The pressure on the outer city wall was getting less and less, and no more brutal beasts appeared. An hour later, there was a burst of cheers from the city wall. The barren beast group was almost consumed, and the rest saw that they were not guided by powerful brutal beasts, and they all began to retreat. The gate of the outer city wall of Wahiapu opened wide, and everyone rushed out of the village with their tired bodies. The barren beasts fled in desperation, and the battle was finally over. Hua Kai organized the villagers to rescue all the injured members of the village, and some of them were seriously injured and dying. He was given a rejuvenation pill. This time Wahiapu suffered a serious loss, and died of more than 10 in the aerodynamic environment alone. More than 50 people were killed in the village protection team. More than 20 rejuvenation pills in the portable space were all issued. Hua Kai saw Wushu and others return to the village. This time, all 8 of the Hua clan's Qi training realm were injured. Fortunately, all of them were not seriously injured. When he came to his grandfather, Hua Kai saw that his grandfather nearly fell and hurriedly stepped forward to support him. He wanted to take out the medicine pill to serve him, but now he had no more rejuvenation pill. That is the direction of Wanjia, that is the direction of Yujia, and the 2 villages have also been breached. Hua Xing used Mingyu's spear to prop up his body and said while looking at the wolf smoke rising in the distance. By this time, the Hua family had no spare capacity to help anyone, and whether the 2 families could eventually defeat the barren beasts could only rely on themselves. Look! Suddenly, a member of the village guard pointed to the direction of Guangxian City in the distance, and everyone saw a huge fox-shaped demonic beast's phantom appearing above Guangxian City. It's demonic beasts. Guangxian is in danger. Zhuang covered his injured arm with one hand, and looked at the direction of Guangxian with a trace of fear on his face. I saw the fox-shaped demonic beasts transformed into a giant shadow, which seemed to be half the size of Guangxian town, and a virtual claw fell towards the center of Guangxian County, and everyone heard a violent explosion. The city of Guangxian is broken. How could demonic beasts enter the core area of Qi State? Someone seems to be at large. Hua Zichen looked towards Guangxian with a trembling voice. Demonic beasts are at least human beings with strength above the foundation building stage. Guangxian City does not even have a Shantian realm. How could demonic beasts choose to attack Guangxian City? Will it come to our village? A village guard member couldn't help but worry when he saw this place. Wahiabao is only more than 10 miles away from Guangxian. It stands to reason that demonic beasts would never pay attention to a small village, but no one answered at this time. Standing here, Wakai could see that some of the training auras were entangled with demonic beasts, but everything seemed so small in front of the powerful demonic beasts. A white beam of light flew out from the center of Guangxian City. It was the county magistrate Han Shu Heor in righteousness, all excited, the shadow of a fierce battle with demonic beasts. Just when everyone thought that Guangxian City was about to fall, the huge fox shadow was shattered by a knife shadow. Wakai felt a huge aura passing over Wahiapu in the direction of Lindsay City. Hua Zichen waited for training. Qi Jing realized that this was Lindsay City's support. It's a foundation building master in Lindsay City. That demon fox is not an opponent, it seems to be on the run. Hua Zichen stood beside Wakai nervously and explained to him. From such a long distance, only the Qi training realm could slightly see the battle over the city of Guangxian. The others just watched the dust in the city of Guangxian. Everyone was praying that the battle would not come towards Wahiapu. That demonic beast seems to be defeated and is running away. The Lindsay City Foundation building is chasing and killing it in the direction of Beihai country. After Hua Zichen finished speaking, everyone was relieved. As long as it was not in the direction of Wahiapu, that's it. We still have nearly 100 people in the county seat. Although demonic beasts have left, the barren beasts have broken through the city wall. Now we must rescue the family members in the city. Hua Xing said in a deep voice, looking at the direction of Guangxian City. Although demonic beasts are strong, their lethality is always limited, and it is impossible to directly kill more than 20,000 people in Guangxian City. It is the biggest threat to the people in Guangxian City to break the defenses of all the wild beasts and wild beasts. Let me go. I have 8 treasure knight name armor, and true Qi does not consume a lot of physical strength. Hua Zichen's face is pale. He has used Heor in righteousness several times just now to consume a lot, but still says arrive. I go with you. I'll go with Wuya. I am coming too. All members of the Wahiahu village team stood up at this time, wanting to return to the Guangxian County Rescue City, members of the internal martial arts clan. We can go to a few Qi training realms. Even if you encounter a senior brutal beast with a 5th-year-old, you can still deal with it. The Guangxian City must be chaotic now, and it will be more chaotic when there are more people. Hua Xing said at this time. Hua Kai knew that everyone was injured at this time. Grandpa needed Mingyu gun support to stand. He knew that he couldn't say anything to give up at this moment. You all wait a minute. Hua Kai walked to the family members and entered the family secret realm space. When Hua Xing and others saw this place, they all came and formed a circle where Hua Kai left. After a minute, Hua Kai appeared on the spot again, holding 7 medicine pills in his hand. Shui Pan, you are a shooter who is not suitable for melee combat, so stay at home. This is the Wanyang pill, which belongs to the 8th grade of Fandan. If you eat below the Shantian level, you will quickly recover from the injury within a quarter of an hour. Each of you will take 1. Second Zhuang, you have also been promoted to a weapon that hasn't been good enough in your aura. Hold this silver spear. This silver spear is suitable for split air spear, and the price is cheap to forge, resulting in a low cost. Huakai made one for the second Zhuang when he sees his luck value is sufficient. Wufu and Hua Zichen also use Yinliang gun. Huakai watched everyone take returning yang pills one by one. For these 2 furnaces of returning yang pills, he used all the commonly used elixir in medicine pill room, and now pill refining room. Many others medicine pill can't be refined. Many others medicine pill can't be refined. Many others medicine pill can't be refined.